Emmanuel Quickly tonight. He is out resting for this ball game. So Toronto with a number of players already sidelined due to injury. But starting tonight for Toronto will be Barrett, Barnes, Pirtle, Lawson, and Shed. So A.J. Lawson getting his second straight start, and that was certainly a great storyline in yesterday's game when Lawson had a chance in his hometown in front of friends and family to make his first career NBA start. And again, he gets his second straight one tonight against the Washington Wizards. Inactive tonight, Abaji, Shamshe, Grady Dick, Brandon Ingram, Jonathan Mobo, and Jacoby Walter, who suffered a quad injury in last night's game. And I will tell you quickly, even though he's still out, I watched Brandon Ingram work out for a good 20 minutes, if not 30 minutes, prior to this game, getting up a ton of shots, doing a ton of work, and he looked pretty spry out there. I don't know if that's a sign of things to come, but he certainly is looking good and was all smiles at the end of his workout with a couple of coaches. So keep an eye on that, folks. Jones and I will return in just a couple of minutes. We're going to step aside for the commercial break, and when we come back, again, starting lineups and the tip-off of the Raptors and Wizards on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Motorama is back. Presented by eBay Motors, Canada's biggest custom car, hot rod, and racing show is happening this Friday through Sunday at Toronto's International Centre. 4 big halls jammed with killer customs, hot rods, trucks, tuners, exotics, and celebrities. Saturday, the Fast Eddie Speedway Night of Champions honors racing champs on the Maguire stage. Don't miss the Gulf Race Fuels Racing Zone, packed with over 80 race cars. Saturday and Sunday, the Haggerty Insurance Class and special awards. Go to MotoRamaShow.com for tickets and info. Free parking.
Hey, Taylor, coffee?
Maybe later. My oil furnace is out again.
You should upgrade to an electric heat pump.
Isn't that expensive?
No, it's worth it. It can heat even when it's minus 30, cools when it gets warmer. Plus, there's a government program to help cover most of the costs up front.
Huh, coffee's on me then.
To see if you're eligible for the Oil to Heat Pump Affordability Program, visit canada.ca/heat pumps or call 1-800-O-CANADA. A message from the Government of Canada.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Donate today, and your car can be gone tomorrow.
Check out 32 Thoughts, the podcast, brought to you by the GMC Sierra. For the professional, it's not enough to possess knowledge. We seek to wield its power and to redefine its boundaries. Knowledge is put to the test in every GMC Sierra. Truck Month is on now with limited time deals available on GMC Sierra light duty, heavy duty, and all-electric models. Visit gmccanada.ca or visit your local dealer to learn more about our Truck Month offers today.
For over 35 years, Home Turf Lawn Care has been making lawns lusher and greener and homeowners' lives easier. Sign up with Home Turf and spend more time enjoying your yard. It's easy. Visit hometurf.ca and get an instant customized quote. Or complete the form and a lawn care specialist will get back to you promptly. For award-winning, hassle-free lawn care, visit hometurf.ca. We look forward to creating the lawn of your dreams.
Unifor Local 414 acknowledges that March 8th is International Women's Day. This year's theme is Accelerate Action. The day celebrates the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women and marks a call to action for accelerating women's equality. Imagine a gender-equal world free of bias, stereotypes, and discrimination. A world that's diverse, equitable, and inclusive. Together, we can forge women's equality. Collectively, we can all hashtag Accelerate Action. Find out more at internationalwomensday.com. Unifor Local 414, proud supporters of International Women's Day.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back inside Scotiabank Arena. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. We're going to get the starting lineups in just a couple of seconds as we are set to go on a Saturday night. On the second night of the back-to-back, it started with a victory last night over the Utah Jazz for the Raptors, and they'll try and do it again tonight against the visiting Washington Wizards. Let's get the starting five for the Wiz.
This is A&M, a 6'7" forward, number 32, Chris Middleton. Out of Miami, Florida, a 6'7" forward, number 18, Keyshawn George. From France, a 7-foot-tall center, number 20, Alex Sarr. Also from France, a 6'8 guard, number 0, Bilal Koulibaly. And out of Michigan, a 6'4 guard, number 13, is Jordan Poole. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Washington Wizards is Brian Keefe.
There we go, starting 5 for the Washington Wizards. We'll get the Raptors in just a couple of moments, but first, the keys to victory brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Get performance and get in the game with the Civic Hybrid, available now at your Ontario Honda dealers. Jonesy, keys to victory.
Well, we're going to get to the age-old one that stands out. It was a big key last night. It'll be a big key again tonight, and that's turnovers. And that kind of applies for both teams. So we're like a 2-1 here, Eric. Raptors can't turn it over because Washington is one of the teams that gets a lot of points off fast break baskets. They're top half of the league, just about a point behind Toronto, who's top 5 in fast break points per game. So don't turn it over. Don't give them an opportunity. 2 for Toronto is the defense. You got to play defense. This team, like Orlando, labors to score. 27th in scoring, 28th in field goal percentage, 29th in three-point percentage. So don't give them anything easy by turning the ball over, and make sure your defense is up to snuff. And as you are with the Raptors, regardless of who's in the game, maximum effort. You got a Saturday night, pretty good crowd here, regardless of who's on the floor. All-out effort all times.
Again, the keys to victory brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Let's send it back to center court. Get the starting 5 via Mark Strong.
We the North, born and bred, bringing the saga to the 6. It's time for number 9, RJ Barrett. From Manor, Texas, the point guard wearing black and red. Make some noise for Jamal Shead. Hold it down in center, wearing the big number 19, Mr. Double-Double. Give it up for Jakob Poeltl. The shooting guard at 6'6", representing the 6. Make some noise for Toronto's own A.J. Lawson. And at 6'8", from Florida State, make some noise for your boy, Scotty Barnes. Head coach of the Toronto Raptors is Darko Rajakovic.
There you go, starting 5 for the Toronto Raptors, and we are just moments away from tip-off again. Basketball night in Canada as the Raptors host the Washington Wizards. And Toronto entering this ball game, as we talked a little bit about earlier in our pregame show, 4 games back of that final spot in the play-in. The Raptors still sitting in 13th in the Eastern Conference. They are only a half game behind the 76ers and the Nets, so they could jump up to 11th in the East with a win tonight and a Brooklyn and Philadelphia loss. Overall, Toronto still 5th from the bottom in the entire league. But when we factor in a Toronto team that is in the midst of a 3-game win streak, you look at the upcoming schedule, just even in the next week with some of the opponents, let alone the rest of the way, with Toronto having, based on win-loss record and winning percentage, the, quote, easiest schedule in the league. Yeah, you never know, folks. You never know.
Depends on where you want to be, right, E?
Absolutely.
We've talked about.
We talked at great length about that at the beginning of our pregame show. Toronto rolling in at 21-42. The Wizards at 12-49. Washington with the worst record in the NBA. Utah, who we saw last night, second from the bottom. It's then Charlotte. And check that, actually. Utah with the loss last night is now third from the bottom. And it's Charlotte second. And then after that, it's the New Orleans Pelicans and the Toronto Raptors. We are set to go. Washington in the, I guess we're calling it gray. It's not quite white. It's like somebody threw in a dark with a light in the laundry. The district edition, city edition jerseys.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
and the Raptors in black trim with the white and red. Toronto moving left to right, but it's Washington starting with the ball, trying to strike first in the far corner, missing on the triple, no good. Washington, though, tracks down the rebound off the miss from Middleton, and they end up getting the deuce right underneath. Koulibaly with the bucket.
Well, fed by the Canadian, Keyshawn George. Chris Middleton, a nice veteran addition to this lineup for all these young guys.
Jakob Poeltl inside the arc, in the near corner in front of the Raptor bench. They swing it around the perimeter over to Scotty Barnes on the far side. Barnes covered by Middleton. Gets it to Poeltl. Poeltl at the free throw line, hands off to Barrett. RJ back in the lineup. Right back to a cutting Poeltl who lays it in. Great execution and ball movement. And quickly down the floor come the Wizards into the near corner. The triple up and clean. Koulibaly does it again. He's got 5 now, and the Wizards lead 5-2. Barnes trying to get it back, and does with a triple from the wing far side.
Stepped into that one, Scotty.
We're tied 5-5, minute 10, minute 12 exactly gone by. As Jakob Poeltl picks up the foul. Washington keeps the ball, 19 on the shot clock. They will inbound from the near side, just to the right of their bench. Jordan Poole to toss it in for the Wiz. He gets it into Sarr. Over to Koulibaly. Cross court right to left to Middleton. Step back on a long jumper. It's good clean on about a 21-footer, and the Wiz lead 7-5.
Like I said, he's a guy that, veteran guy, show some of these guys how to win, championship pedigree.
Barnes in the lane, went left, came back right, took contact, threw it up, didn't get the call, should have, missed the shot, and we're coming back the other way with Washington. Driving to the tin, George saw a seam and took it right to the rim and got it to go. Washington leading 9-5. Jamal Shed quickly down the floor. He saw a bit of a gap, but it converged and split at the last second, and he missed the shot as he was falling to the baseline.
Poole got a piece of that shot, too.
Up and under with the reverse, no good. That was Sarr, but the Wiz get the offensive rebound. Washington still looking for more with a 4-point lead. And the Raptors just forced the turnover, get in the pass lane, and come back the other way. Lawson down the floor, throws it up, couldn't get the roll.
Man.
As he showed a big-time spurt there, and he's going to the free throw line.
Lawson with a burst. I mean, he was being chased down. That's a get even and leave him by A.J. Lawson.
Barnes got the steal, jumped in the pass lane, and quickly threw it ahead to Lawson, who turned on the Jets. And now Lawson gets 2 free throws with the Raptors trailing 9-5. 2 minutes, 7 seconds gone by here, opening quarter. First free throw goes down. Rim, glass, and in for A.J. Lawson. Second straight start, as I talked about off the top there on our little mini pregame show just before the starting lineups and the anthems. Made his first career start last night and now number 2 tonight. As the Raptors cut it to 9-7 off the 2 free throws from A.J. Lawson. Across center. Great job by the Raptors to double team George on the near sideline, and he was almost forced out of bounds. He smartly threw it off the foot of Jakob Poeltl to keep the possession alive for the Wiz. Middleton tosses it in. Gave it to George. Turns, fires on the perimeter, missing the triple, and the Raptors snag the rebound. It's RJ Barrett across center to Scotty Barnes on the near side. Puts it on the floor, goes right at George. Missed the shot, but fouled by George, and he's going to go to the free throw line and a chance to tie this game. Scotty, with the triple early on, will now look for points 4 and 5. Toronto 2 of 4 to start the game, shooting 50%. The Wiz at 4 of 7. Currently with a 2-point lead. Raptors looking to tie it right here. First free throw is clean for Scotty Barnes. Started slow last night, Jonesy, but then came alive and had one heck of a ball game. He and Quickly were quite the 1-2 punch against Utah. Barnes finished with 22 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 blocks, and 2 steals in the victory last night.
Raptors are a dangerous team right now, Eric, because they're playing free in many ways. There's no expectations on them. People think they're trying to lose. You got these young guys with opportunities, Lawson, Roden, Castleton. They're dangerous right now.
Toronto ties the game 9-9 after the Barnes free throws. Sarr in the lane, jabbed left, turned right, went left again, turned right, spun and faded and aired it in the lane. Poeltl wasn't biting on any of it. Now Barrett back, got caught in the lane, threw up the shot, missed it, but in the backcourt, Poeltl takes the ball away from Sarr, and the Raptors get it back. Out on the wing far side, it's Shed. Gives it up to Barnes. Barnes just above the far elbow. Shot clock down to 5. Gives it on the baseline to Pirtle. Back in the corner to Shed. Bust it. Raptors whip that ball around, get the triple, and take a 3-point lead.
Great job. Great patience. Shed was looking for something, didn't force it, got it to Barnes, and they ran a nice split.
Poole looking to answer and does straight away. A deep one evens it at 12 apiece. Jordan Poole has range for days. 3.5 minutes gone by opening quarter. Again, we're locked 12-12. Barnes in the lane, gobbled up by George. It's going to be a jump ball. And Scotty saying, hold on, man. He blocked the shot. I stayed with it, got the ball back, and then brought it to the tin and laid it in. You blew the whistle way too fast. So that wipes out the bucket for Barnes, and it'll be George and Barnes jumping up at the free throw line.
I know they probably don't want to see anybody injured when two guys have their hands on the ball wrestling for it, but let them fight a little bit for it.
Scotty wins the jump. Raptors working around out onto the perimeter to R.J. Barrett, who rips the cords on a triple from the wing near side, and the Raptors go up again by 3.
RJ's catch and shoot percentage continuing to rise. He's becoming more and more confident in that catch and shoot 3.
15-12, Toronto leading. 4 minutes gone by opening quarter. Washington works it in the near corner to George, who answers back on a triple right in front of his own bench.
That was a great pass by Coulibaly. He was airborne and saw George wide open.
Shed to Barnes to Pirtle on the perimeter, hands off to Shed. Shed put it on the floor, got by Poole. Tough pass in traffic to Pirtle, who got it, but then had a shot blocked by Sarr. Gets it back, flying to the tin on a tip-in. No good was Barrett, and here come the Wiz. Pull-up, triple, far wing. No good, too strong. That was George that missed it, and the Raptors are going to get the ball. Flying in for the rebound was Middleton, but he couldn't squeeze. It goes out of bounds on the baseline, and again, Toronto will get it with 7:33 to go opening quarter. We're tied at 15.
Good pace here. Good up and down. Good flow by both teams.
Raptors shooting just 4 of 11, have yet to commit a turnover. Barnes catches it in the lane, briefly drew a double team, and then just spun and turned and dunked it on the head of Jordan Poole and took the young fellow, the little fellow, to school.
Big boy ball right there. What a catch he made on the first pass.
And now Poole quickly comes back down the floor and got the Raptors kind of backpedaling, and A.J. Lawson picks up the foul. But they're saying it's on the floor, not on the shot, so sideline out of bounds for Jordan Poole and the Wiz.
I don't like that because Poole was really kind of out of control, hurtled his body in to create the contact and got the foul. At least they didn't give him shots.
Poole tosses it in with 17 on the shot clock for Washington to Sarr. Over to Coulibaly. Straight away on the perimeter, gives it back to George. Far side, George now looking to drive. Got by Lawson, got to the tin, cut off by Jakob Pirtle, but he passed it off to Sarr, who dunked it down, and we're tied at 17.
Nice play by Keyshawn George.
And now Coach Darko wants to chat about things. He's going to call the timeout, and looks like he's having a bit of a chat right now with Scotty Barnes, trying to get some assignments maybe cleared up in this timeout, as the Raptors are giving up 58% right now to the Wizards, but we are tied at 17 apiece with 6:54 to go in the opening frame. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Jan owns a home and a restaurant fusing French and Mexican cuisine. But she is fusing no more because her ovens have gone kaput. She called Alpine Credits, who sent their speedy superhero. With her business loan approved, her ovens were quickly fixed. The hero even had some of her poutine nachos. Yum! Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Craving something fresh, fast, and full of flavor? At Barburrito, you can create millions of delicious combinations to match your mood. Build your perfect burrito, bowl, quesadilla, or taco, bursting with bold flavors and fresh ingredients. Whether you love it spicy, packed with veggies, or loaded with all the classics, there's a flavor for everyone. Barburrito is proudly Canadian, serving communities coast to coast, right in your neighborhood. Order today in store or on the Barburrito Canada app.
Barburrito, food for every mood.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. First quarter action brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Get home court advantage on every drive with the new Civic Hybrid, proudly built here in Ontario. Visit your Ontario Honda dealers today. First quarter with 6:54 to go. Wizards and Raptors tied at 17 apiece. Leading the way for Toronto, Scotty Barnes with 7. In fact, he's the leading scorer in the ball game. How about this, Jonesy? Since January 1st, in the NBA, steals and blocks. Scotty Barnes,
Stocks,
number 2.
as they call it, right?
Yep. Check that, I say 2, number 3, about to be number 2, as he will pass Victor Wembanyama. Unfortunately, with Wembanyama out for the season. But Scotty has been certainly bringing it offensively, but those numbers just told you and showed you he's bringing it defensively as well. He's getting a breather out of this timeout, as will Jamal Shed, as Jared Rhoden and Colin Castleton check into the game for the Raptors. Rhoden on the baseline near side, got a step on Middleton, whips into the quarter to Castleton out on the perimeter now, far wing. It's RJ Barrett, shot clock down to 6. Barrett still has it, trying to work against George, gets into the paint, jab, step back, free throw line, jumper no good, and Washington gets on the glass and they quickly get down the floor. Jordan Poole goes to the tin and lays it in. Toronto didn't get back quick enough.
Transition, I told you, Washington, one of the keys, fast break defense.
Now Lawson comes back for Toronto. Missed the layup, but Johnny on the spot. Jakob Poeltl with the tip to tie the game at 19. Washington shooting 61.5%. Raptors certainly got to dig in a little bit more on defense here as Sarr elevates for a triple, aired it, and it's into the hands of RJ Barrett.
I think you got to get back there, cut off their transition, and then play them in the half court. They're a team that struggles to score, but right now, as you said, they're shooting 58%.
Free ball, no good near side. That was Rhoden that missed it. And Washington on the glass coming back the other way. Driving straight down Main Street, passing up a potential layup attempt was Koulibaly, and then as he tried to jackknife a pass back out to the perimeter, he turned it over and gave the ball to the Raptors. Washington with 4 turnovers in the ball game in the opening 6 minutes and 17 seconds. Wizards make a couple of changes now as Carrington and Kispert check in. That's Corey Kispert and Bob Carrington. Chris Middleton and Keshawn George sit down. Barrett back for the Raptors on the far side, driving toward the 10, and he leaned in, got Koulibaly to commit the foul, and RJ Barrett's going to head to the free throw line. Love when you see RJ going downhill and driving to the 10.
Yeah, that's his game. That's what he does. This is the other part of it, though. That's only half the equation. Knock down those free throws, young fella. It's the percentage the 1% that I'd like to see get better in his game as he knocks down the first one.
Yeah, RJ has struggled this year. We've talked a lot about it, shooting just a hair below 65%. But as Jonesy just noted, he did knock down the first one. Let's see if he can make it 2 for 2. Raptors as a team, perfect from the line to start the game, and it stays that way as Barrett gets it to go. And the Raptors lead 21-19. RJ already with 5 points, 4 boards in the opening 6.5 minutes. It's Koulibaly, far side, driving into the paint, leaned in on Castleton, and he got Castleton to commit the foul. And Koulibaly's going to head to the free throw line. I like his game.
Well, listen, we talk about the good young parts that the Raptors have. When you think about Koulibaly, Sarr, Carrington, like they got some pieces too. How long does Jordan Poole hang it? And then you talk about veterans with Smart and Middleton. Doesn't look all that bad on paper. Not nearly as bad as we think it looks.
Koulibaly knocks down the first free throw, second one rattles around and pops out. So the Raptors maintain the lead by 1. It's 21-20. Barrett was looking for Poeltl in the lane. His pass was deflected, knocked away, and the Raptors turned it over for the first time in this game. Poole, pull-up, triple, no good. Barrett gets back to get on the glass and quickly gets it across center court. over to a cutting road and driving to the 10 and laid it in. Looked like he might have go up and under, and he stopped Jonesy and laid it straight in.
I'm just impressed by Jared Roden's game. Listen, this is not his first birthday party. I mean, he's had stops in the NBA before, but he just looks like he belongs.
Sarr just turned and fired in the lane. Looked like he might have been fouled. The Raptors got away with one, but you take it and run, literally and figuratively, as Pirtle goes down Main Street, lays it in to push the Raptor lead to 5. This is the largest lead of the game. 25-20, timeout Wizards.
Well, Toronto's brought the shooting percentage down, forced Washington to miss some shots. I mean, Washington won for their last 5, and Raptors doing a really nice job defensively, also getting back.
So Toronto leading 25-20 with 4:34 to go in the opening quarter. We'll step aside for the break on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Huh, look at that. There's a chip in your windshield. Good thing the experts at Speedy Glass can fix it, saving you from needing a full windshield replacement later. At Speedy Glass, our quality repairs are done in less than an hour without ever compromising on quality. Plus, it's free if you're insured. We'll even submit your insurance claim so you don't have to. It's easy. Just book an appointment today at speedyglass.ca. Details and conditions at speedyglass.ca.
Speedy Glass Repair. Speedy Glass Replace.
Floods, wildfire, tornado. Severe weather is having a big impact on Canada, and we're all paying the price. That's why the 140,000 people in Canada's insurance industry are working hard on solutions to help Canadians like you adapt to the impacts of severe weather, advocating for better protections to make our communities safer and more resilient. It's all part of our plan to protect the things we love. The people of the home, auto, and business insurance industry, protecting your tomorrow. Learn more at ibc.ca/tomorrow.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 4:34 to go, opening quarter. Raptors leading the Wizards 25-20. It's basketball night in Canada, but it's also International Women's Day. So wives, mothers, sisters, aunts, friends, neighbors, colleagues, partners, you name it. The many strong women in our lives, respectively.
Yep.
Happy International Women's Day, and thank you for all you do.
Shout out and thank you. Anything else would be, doesn't matter how much you say, it pales. There's not enough. So thanks to all those women that do such a great job. Eric and I, the ones in our lives, but just generally around the world, and kind of holding this together.
Washington starts with the ball out of the timeout. Kispert from the wing far side knocks it down clean. Man, he is a deadly, deadly shooter. And he pulls the Wizards within 2. 25-23. Raptors leading as Barrett gets downhill again and then stops on a dime, throws it up, off glass and in, plus the foul, and a three-point opportunity coming for R.J. Barrett.
His playmaking, his decision-making has just improved so much. Now, foul shooting and the execution, sometimes he's got the right play, but the pass is a little bit late or behind or gets tipped. That's the next phase, but this kid is somebody said who's been the best player on the Raptors this season?
R.J. Barrett.
I wouldn't argue.
He's having a career year.
He's been available, and he's been terrific.
Washington just turned the ball over for a 4th time in this ball game after Barrett hit the free throw to push Toronto's lead back up to 5. Now the Raptors will have a chance to snag their largest lead at 7 or 8 on this possession right here.
You know, sometimes, Eric, we see a guy come off the Olympics And he's great because he's had basically a summer training camp and is in front of everybody. RJ's had that and never let down.
And a first full season with Toronto, too, after the midseason trade last year with New York. And a lot of personal things going on last year, Jonesy, as well. And RJ, to his credit, put in a lot of work still and got himself ready. Unfortunately, the Raptors just turned the ball over as we were chatting, and Washington comes away with a deuce on a big putback jam for Rashawn Holmes off the Kispert shot. Barrett over to Orlando Robinson inside the arc far wing. Robinson at the free throw line now gives it back to Barrett on the perimeter. Robinson sets the screen. Barrett goes around it, whips it cross court, was looking for battle and had his pass picked off. Wizards come down the floor off the turnover, and a big swat right under the tin by Orlando Robinson. Snuffs out the shot from Carrington, and the Raptors get the deuce.
Roden with a good follow. Barrett taking it right at the shot blocker Holmes.
Raptors leading 30-25. Washington gets back a long two with a 22-footer from Carrington.
That's a good shot.
Cuts it to 3.
That's old school by Carlton, by Bob Carrington there. Pull up, 22-footer, back the defense off.
RJ turns the corner far side, puts his head down, felt contact, throws it up, gets the call, and back to the free throw line. I'm saying this somewhat tongue-in-cheek, but Jonesy, how about RJ Barrett in the first quarter with 2:40 to go, already with 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists?
What'd you say, career night, career year?
Well, and what I was about to say tongue-in-cheek was he watching the Jokic highlights from last night?
Okay.
Like, listen, I know you're not a huge fan of the dude,
no.
like defensively, but to have 30-20-20 and have a triple-double with 10 minutes left in the third quarter and then get another triple-double from that point on is insane.
Unbelievable. It is unbelievable. You want my rebuttal?
Absolutely.
The two guys he was playing against combined for 36, 18, and 3 blocks. He was fantastic.
Offensively.
Yeah.
His team did win.
His team won. That's what it's about.
32-27. Jamal Shed out at center court all over Bub Carrington like a mad dog out there defensively, and it looked like it might have been a backcourt violation. Shed is telling the bench, look at that thing, review it. And one of the members of the staff, I couldn't tell who, just kind of signaled to Shed, no, it's the right call.
Let's put a bow on this. Who's your MVP right now?
It's still Shea.
He's 11 games, if we're talking about winning. He's 11 games in front of Jokic. He was in front of him last year, too, with similar numbers. Like, people are discounting winning.
I don't disagree with you. Shot clock violation for the Wiz. The Raptors dug in defensively after Washington tossed it in from the far sideline, and Toronto forces the Wiz into yet another turnover.
And that's what I was talking about with the defense. They got a piece of that shot, dig in. Washington, keep getting that shooting percentage down.
Toronto leading by 5, looking to make it 7 right here. Shed in the paint. In fact, he was behind the basket on the baseline. Fires back out to Roden. Over on the far wing to Scotty. That one short. Robinson there couldn't squeeze. It goes off his fingertips out of bounds, and Washington will get the ball. 1:59 to go in the quarter. The Raptors leading 32-27. Wizards still shooting over 52%, but Toronto leading by 5. Kispert on the perimeter, covered by Roden, gives it up to Holmes. Cross court back over to Kispert. Kispert now on the far wing, dips around a home screen, now gets in the paint, tries to go at Orlando Robinson, and he curled it in under his arm and got the layup to go.
Nice footwork by Corey Kispert. Protected the ball very well with his body.
He's not just a shooter, he can do a lot of other things.
He's developing into a good, serviceable spot starter, bench player. On a good team, he'd be really valuable.
Orlando Robinson missing the 3 ball, and now Washington could tie it on the triple. Marcus Smart in the lane. Fires a pass out into the far corner. Up fake, sidestep, set the feet. Triple is good for Carrington, and indeed, the Wizards tie the game.
Right, again, Marcus Smart, the veteran. We talk about the vets, Smart and Middleton, and what they're going to do for these young guys.
Tied at 32. Barnes in the lane, throws it up off glass, fouled, and Scotty Barnes back to the free throw line for attempts 3 and 4. So Toronto had a 5-point lead. Washington wiped it out on a mini 5-0 run. We're locked at 32 with 59.2 seconds to play in the quarter. Raptors are going to get free throws 10 and 11 right here in the opening frame. Wizards have only been to the line twice. First free throw good for Scotty Barnes. Toronto a perfect 10 of 10 to start this game. Barnes up to 8 points now. R.J. Barrett's got 10 to lead all scorers. He's on the bench right now. Second free throw. Scotty gets it to go. Raptors as a team now 11 of 11. Toronto retakes the lead by 2. It's 34-32. Marcus Smart across center for the Wizards. Lobs it over to Rashawn Holmes. Handing it off on the perimeter to Bub Carrington. Carrington below the far elbow, then driving into the lane, met by Orlando Robinson, who gets the block, but then the Raptors turning to try and get up the court. Oh, I thought they turned it over. They're going to say it's off Carrington, out of bounds, so the Raptors are going to get the ball still. A little surprised by that. Maybe from our angle I couldn't see properly. I really thought it was off T.O., so take that and run. Well, I just saw the replay and take it and run. I'm pretty sure it was off Scotty Barnes. Barnes has it right now across center court. Driving into the paint, leans in, and a last-second foul is called. I believe they got that one on George. And Scotty Barnes back to the free throw line. The Raptors playing real aggressive thus far tonight, Jonesy.
Well, and that's what you have to do. Go at people. Scotty getting downhill, and you called it, Eric. It's the Toronto Raptors on the right side of a free throw differential for a change. Doesn't happen often this year. When you look at free throws attempted per game, Toronto is 17th. It's not bad. They've come up.
Yeah, they were dipping down 22nd, 25th that major chunks of the season. Barnes hit the first free throw, missed the second. It's the first miss of the game for the Raptors as a team. They're 12 of 13, but it gives them a chance to get a 2 or a 3 right here. Barnes into the paint, far elbow, turns, fires. Bucket is good. Scotty Barnes with a solid start to this game. He's got 12. Raptors retake the 5-point lead. They've put up 37 in the opening quarter. Marcus Smart on the logo at center. The shot clock is off. The game clock down to 7. Smart driving on the near side. Got by Jamison Battle. Throws it up at the 10 on a scoop. Missed the shot, but he was fouled. And Marcus Smart goes to the free throw line with 4.1 seconds remaining in the opening frame. So Smart, scoreless in the ball game in 4 minutes, will have a chance to get on the board right here. As Washington gets free throw attempts just 3 and 4 in quarter number 1. First free throw rolls around and squirts off the rim for the veteran Marcus Smart. You think about what a key cog he was in Boston, Jonesy, for so many years, and now is just kind of trying to find that home since.
It's crazy when you think about it that he was such a key cog, and then he goes to Memphis, a place where, I mean, you look at what they're doing this year, and he gets dealt away there. Yeah. I mean, he was such is life in the league, though. What they say, rent, don't buy.
37-33, Raptors by 4 after Smart went 1 of 2. Raptors have time. Scotty Barnes driving to the tin, fouled with .2 remaining. He got it on the far side, again put the head down and was aggressively looking to get to the tin, and Washington picks up yet another foul, that one on the aforementioned Marcus Smart, and Barnes back to the line for attempts 7 and 8 in the first quarter.
Interesting, because Derek Martin is a guy that he is one of the great floppers in the league. Marcus Smart, former who did I say?
You said Derek Martin.
Derek Martin. I was thinking of.
You must have been thinking of Smith and Jones.
Yeah, I was. I was thinking of. I was thinking of our podcast. But Marcus Smart is one of those guys, and he tried to get it on Scotty. Good for the officials.
And good for Scotty to knock down the free throws to make it 39-33, a 6-point advantage for Toronto, their largest of the game, as they nearly put up 40 in the opening quarter, and we will have the second frame next. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Craving something fresh, fast, and full of flavor? At Barburrito, you can create millions of delicious combinations to match your mood. Build your perfect burrito, bowl, quesadilla, or taco, bursting with bold flavors and fresh ingredients. Whether you love it spicy, packed with veggies, or loaded.
What's up, Raptors fans? Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight for the Raptors game. Come on, We the North. We need you in the chat, cheering on our team as we fight to try and get at least a spot in that playoff tournament. We'll play in tournament to get into the playoffs, which, reminder, will be live every single game of the NBA playoffs right here on Toronto Sports Insider. So that's what we do. We hang out together and watch sports, listen to sports, talk about sports, and change the world one insider at a time, because we have the Bracket Mania campaign for SickKids Hospital coming up as well with March Madness. Please hit that like button. Please share this link out. Let's get more basketball fans here in the chat cheering on We the North. Now let's get back to the basketball. Go Raptors, go!
The Rogers Spring Event. Visit in-store or Rogers.com and save on Canada's most reliable internet. Get Rogers Xfinity Internet and be ready to do more everything.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the second quarter. The Raptors leading 39-33, 6-point advantage, largest of the game, as Toronto controlled most of that quarter. Washington did have a brief 4-point lead, but the Raptors again up 6 at the end of the frame with a 39-point quarter. Toronto shooting 46%, getting 14 from Scotty Barnes and 10 from RJ Barrett. Barrett still on the bench to start the second quarter. Barnes is out there, along with Jamison Battle, Jakob Poeltl, Jamal Shed, and A.J. Lawson. It's Carrington, Kispert, Holmes, Smart, and Champagny. Justin Champagny for the Wizards, as the one-hand floater is no good for Jakob Poeltl, but Jamison Battle tracks it down, keeps the possession alive, gets it on the perimeter to Lawson, who unfortunately just launched an air ball on a 3-ball from the wing. Down the floor, Kispert got behind the defense and laid it in, and coach won't be happy with that. Lawson missed the shot, and then he was the one that missed his man.
Yeah, you're the guy that last line of defense.
Jamal Shed, speaking about quick, turned on the Jets, got down the floor and took it right into the teeth of the D and laid one in to get the deuce right back. Washington looking for an answer, can't get it, as Carrington misses on a 3-ball, but the Wiz get the offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity, here's Holmes. Hands off to Carrington, turning the corner on the near side, got into the paint, now tried to go into the far corner, and it was cut off and picked off by Scotty Barnes to Jamal Shed down the floor, and his shot was blocked as he drove to the tin. It'll stay with Toronto with 18 on the shot clock.
That's what happens when you drive and look to pass. Like the Raptors were peeling into the passing lanes knowing, oh, this guy's driven, but he's not going to shoot it.
Shed, baseline inbounds to Battle, flicks it to Poeltl, back to Battle, up top to Scotty Barnes. Minute 10 gone by here in the second quarter. Barnes guarded by Marcus Smart. Scotty working on the near side, got toward the baseline, elevates for the jumper, missed it, and high for the rebound. The Raptors got hands on it to keep it alive. That was Roden to Shed, who missed it. Tried to get a second, third tip, no good, and Washington finally secures the ball.
Well, Smart, a former defensive player of the year, has taken the assignment of Scotty Barnes very seriously.
41-35, Raptors leading by 6. Holmes to Smart. Turning the corner into the paint, got by Barnes into the lane, scooped it up and in off glass. Big bucket there from Marcus Smart. Wanted the and one, didn't get it. C.J. Washington, the official, shaking his head. No, 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 that was fine. Raptor lead is 4, 41-37. Great job on the cut by Jamal Shed, and a beautiful bounce pass in traffic from Jakob Poeltl. Champagny called for the goaltend. The Raptors get the 2, and they go up again by 6.
Great cut by Shed. The backdoor cut on the split off Poeltl. The slow to fast cut.
Holmes, hands off near side perimeter to Smart. Smart dips behind the screen, turns and fires on a 3-ball, missed it. And the Raptors secure the rebound. Barnes with his first of the game as he brings it across center. Driving out Champagny. Fires on the baseline far side to Poeltl. Shake left, turn right, and scoop it up and in, almost down at his hip. He got that little baby hook to go.
Very tough shot. Defense was right on him.
Raptors now leading by 8, their largest lead of the game. Holmes on the perimeter. Hands off to Kispert. Kispert turns the corner back to the right, got into the lane, and bumped by Poeltl, and Corey Kispert's going to go to the free throw line.
Somebody's talked to Kispert about being more than just a catch and shoot guy that fires it up. He did the work there. took the ball behind the screen, and the Raptors went under. And normally a guy who's a good three-point shooter will take that. Kispert had his mind made up, though. Drove again to his strong hand, though. Got to keep guys off their strong hand.
9:28 to go in the second quarter. Raptors leading 45-38. After the first free throw goes down for Kispert, Brian Keefe, Jones, the head coach of the Wizards, was talking about Kispert before the game and said pretty much what you just said, that as great as he is in terms of his shooting, he has sneaky speed and athleticism, and we are utilizing it more and more. He's much better than a lot of people think.
Oh, yeah. No, as I said, if he's your 6th or 7th man on a really good team.
Backdoor cut, and his shot rolled off the rim, lost him, but he stays with the play and picks up his own miss. Gets out on the perimeter and turns and fires for a 3. All right, 3's better than 2 anyways, AJ, and the Raptors go up 9.
And stuck with it at least to get the rebound.
Marcus Smart in the lane. Went in there kind of DeMar DeRozan, James Harden style with the arms extended and baited the Raptors into the foul. The whistle blows. Jared Rhoden is called for the foul, and Marcus Smart goes back to the free throw line. With the Raptors leading by 9, their largest lead, it's 48-39 with 9:02 to go in this first half. Smart's first free throw is good. Marcus Smart in his 11th year out of Oklahoma State. 3-time All-Defense, and as Jones even noted a couple of minutes ago, Defensive Player of the Year. That was back in 2022.
Not that long ago.
Knocks down the free throws to cut the Raptor lead to 7, but look out, my goodness. Barnes just tried to crown the Wizards with a left-hand jam. He missed the dunk, but the ball went right into the hands of Jamison Battle, who buried a 3-ball. Talk about luck for the Raptors. And Keith not happy as Washington calls the timeout with the Raptors now leading by 10.
Battle always shot ready. When you're a shooter, that ball shows up. A quick release on that one, too, to get rid of it. Almost like a disjointed pass that came right to him.
51-41, Toronto on top with 8:40 to go in the second quarter on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Mary, who stands 5 inches away from her 55-inch flat-screen TV and yells at it even though she knows no one on the TV can hear a word she's saying. Is it effective? There's no evidence. Do we support her? Yeah. Screaming at the TV for all 4 quarters. That's how Mary fans. And we're fans of Mary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
You deserve a great lunch. That's why Boston Pizza now offers a $15 lunch menu, including a main, side, and a drink served in just 20 minutes. Boston Pizza's $15 lunch menu. Because a fast lunch doesn't have to mean fast food.
Golf Town's annual Re-Grip event is back. Get 40% off golf grips from top brands like Golf Pride, Superstroke, Lambkin, and more. Get golf ready and save today at one of Golf Town's 48 locations or golftown.com. While supplies last, some exclusions apply.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Second quarter action brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Get home court advantage on every drive with the new Civic Hybrid. Proudly built right here in Ontario. Visit your Ontario Honda dealers today. Raptors leading by 10, 51-41. Again, 8:40 to go until half. Amit Mann coming up with our halftime show. As Toronto looks for a 4th straight victory with the first of 2 against the Wizards. These same 2 teams will go at it again on Monday night. So Washington in town for almost 4 days. They got into town yesterday, spent the night, got up today, game day, shoot around, whatnot, and then they will likely practice tomorrow, I would assume.
Practice, especially if you're trying to get people acclimated and you've got, like you said, these disjointed kind of lineups.
If I'm not mistaken, they have a Monday, Tuesday back-to-back with that first game against the Raptors and then playing again on Tuesday night. So tomorrow will be their only chance really to practice in the next 4 or 5 days.
Although, how much do you practice with the back-to-back coming?
Marcus Smart got a bucket to cut the Raptor lead to 8, and Toronto comes right back in with a backdoor cut from Jamison Battle and another nice pass from the big man, Jakob Poeltl.
Jakob Poeltl, so terrific, so good up top, distributing the ball.
Toronto leading by 10. Smart in the lane. Turns, fires, felt contact, and he's getting the whistle again. They're going to call it on Roden and send Marcus Smart back to the free throw line.
What happened to all the rhetoric we hear in the offseason about unusual launch angles and basketball plays and stuff? And Smart jumps sideways into Battle. Darko's going to challenge. I think he's right. Or into Roden. Darko's going to challenge. I think he's right. But I just don't think there's any way. They're going to overturn that.
Well, we'll find out. Josh Tiven, C.J. Washington, Derek Richardson, the officiating crew. They're going to have a look at it right now.
It's called timeout to challenge the ruling of a defensive foul on the play.
So Tiven makes it official right now with the announcement, and we'll step aside for the break. With 7:56 to go in the quarter, it's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
I don't want to say I'm a big deal, but I am a superhero. I love helping people consolidate their debts, and that's what I did for the Smiths. I took their bills and zoom, wha-bam, zap, turn them into one low monthly payment. No, the sound's not necessary, but it's part of the fun.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 7:56 to go in the first half. Raptors leading by 10, and we are still awaiting a decision from the officiating crew on the Raptor challenge. We're going to get it in mere moments here.
What this
Tiven
says
looks
to
like
me
he's
is
about to take out that set.
Yeah, how do we kind of justify this? That was a very unusual launch angle.
Yeah.
Smart planted on his right foot and jumped left
and backwards.
Into Roden.
Veteran official, off-court official, Ron Foxcroft, long-time NCAA ref, working courtside tonight, and he's leaned over the table in communication with the three officials as well. Taking a long time to come to a decision here. Again, it's Tiven, Washington, and Richardson, the officials, and they're still chatting about it right now. Both teams are back out on the floor, kind of in a quasi-huddle, waiting to resume this game. Tiven back on the headset to communicate with the NBA offices, with the replay center. And we'll make it official in just a couple of seconds here. Raptors leading 53-43 with 7:56 to go in this first half. And now they're looking at the replay again. This is an issue. It can't and shouldn't take this long. With all the dudes looking at it in New York and all the dudes looking at it here, I know, I agree with you. It should not take this long.
Because they don't want to change it in front of 18,000 people.
Make a decision, and let's go.
All you have to do is look at the way Smart jumped. Did he go straight up? Was it an unusual launch angle? Was it a basketball play? No, no, and no.
And now the headset's off, and they're chatting again. Here we go, finally.
Upon review, has been determined that Marcus Smart veers to his left in a non-basketball manner to seek out the contact, and the call is being overturned to a no call. In the immediate aftermath of the play, the ball is in midair on the shot. We're going to jump it up center circle between any two to resume play. This is a successful challenge by Toronto. However, they are charged the timeout since it's a mandatory timeout. They do have one further challenge if needed.
There we go.
So, unusual launch angle, veers to the left. Isn't that an offensive foul?
I was just about to ask you that question.
It's a no call? Isn't that an offensive foul?
If you throw your body into somebody, I would tend to think that's an offensive foul. I'm not sure why that's not offensive foul, Jonesy. If I was trying to come through a screen and I threw myself into you, that would be an offensive foul.
Yeah.
If I was just standing with the ball and I chucked myself into you, that'd be an offensive foul. So why is it not an offensive foul if you're midair?
Well, Brian Keefe tried a fast one here, tried to sub Alex Sarin for
Rashawn Holmes.
Rashawn Holmes. Holmes has to come back in to jump.
Well, I know you love chatting with the officials that work courtside here, the CIS and CCAA and high school officials. We need to get an answer on why that's not an offensive foul. Holmes wins the jump, so Washington does get the ball back, and they quickly get a deuce as Marcus Smart whipped a beautiful bounce pass cross court to a cutting Holmes who laid it in. So after all that, Washington cuts the Raptor lead to 53-45. Pirtle to Roden, driving near side, missed the shot. He was met by Holmes midair right at the 10, and Washington comes down the floor. Missing the shot was Carrington. Raptors had it briefly. Pirtle couldn't squeeze though. Wizards get it back. Carrington missed, but then guided back in the 10. It was Rashawn Holmes.
Got a rebound. Holmes comes off the bench for 4 quick points. He was supposed to have his warm-ups on.
Again, Roden driving to the 10, but he got caught midair, was cut off, and turned it over, and down the floor, the Wizards get a deuce. Out of that last timeout, thanks to the replay, the Wizards have come out firing, and they've cut this thing down to 4. Gone is the 10-point lead. Lawson in the lane at the free throw line, fires back out on the perimeter to Roden near side. Nice cut on the back door to Battle. In the far corner to Castleton. Shot clock down to 7. Lawson drives into the paint. Gives it to a cutting Pirtle, who at the last minute is fouled by Rashawn Holmes right down on the right block. And Pirtle is going to go to the free throw line.
Well, nice job. It looked like Lawson was bordering on disaster there and found Pirtle presenting himself and cutting to the hoop.
So Yak at the stripe for the first time tonight. He's got 8 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. You were talking earlier, Jonesy, about the assists and the big man, how he's shown his playmaking skills this year. How about Pirtle leading all players in the game on either side in assists?
Yeah. He's such a good passer and playmaker, particularly in the high post area.
His first free throw goes down. That pushes the lead back up to 5. And the second one clean as well. It's now 6. 55-49 as we approach the midway point of quarter number 2. Middleton turning the corner, far side, got into the paint, shoving a little handoff pass there to Sarr, missed the shot, but he gets his own miss back, and then he's blocked down low by Orlando Robinson, out of bounds. It'll stay with Washington. The Wiz will have 12 on the shot clock. Orlando Robinson with 2 blocks in the ball game as Jakob Pirtle now checks out of the ball game. Pirtle comes out and Castleton back in. In his Raptor debut yesterday, Castleton played very well. Sarr on the perimeter, hands off to Poole, turns, fires on the wing near side, and buries the triple. He wanted a foul as well. He thought that Lawson came up underneath him. 55-52. The Raptor lead is cut down to 3. Roden over to Robinson, flicks it back on the perimeter to Barrett, who then went right to left, turned the corner, and had his pass picked off by Poole, who tried to get down the floor in a hurry, and he's tripped up from behind by Lawson. Lawson saying, I didn't touch him. They're saying Poole tripped over his own feet.
Their feet got tangled up. I thought it was Lawson that caused him to.
I want to see another angle. I'm wondering if Poole tripped on his own feet. He did. He tripped himself.
Did he clip Lawson on the way
To see
back?
if it meets the criteria for a clear path foul.
Yes. Now they're checking to see if it's a clear path. How about you check to see if Lawson even touched him?
I wonder if Lawson just clipped him a little, which had. Poole did trip on his own feet.
We're looking at it again, folks.
But was there. Yeah, what happened was.
I still think that he.
Lawson's knee, not
Really?
the feet, on Jordan's Poole running, his right foot in the extension got Lawson's knee. And that's what made him trip.
I must be blind, Jonesy. I'm still not seeing it. I believe you. I'm just not seeing it.
I saw it from the overhead angle. It looked like, when you're running and your feet in the recovery phase, your feet go back behind you. It went up high enough to hit the knee of.
Foul. Upon review, when the knee makes contact to the foot and causes the trip, there is a defender ahead of the play. The play is being ruled a common foul. It'll be a backcourt throw-in to resume play with 24 on the shot clock.
All right, so I'm going to get on the phone on Monday and head to the optometrist to get my eyes checked because you were on top of it.
I needed the third angle. JR was on it too, but he's got
you guys
the young
have the
eyes.
glasses. Maybe I need to bust out those glasses I wear for road games and start wearing them courtside here.
Oh, man, anything that helps. I'll be wearing some Coke bottles or whatever it takes.
55-52. The Raptors leading by 3. As Josh Tibbin explained, it's a sideline out of bounds for the Wiz as Kispert's going to come over and inbound right in front of us here at center court. Kispert wearing that red 24 on the back of that faded out grayish district jersey for the Wizards. He gives it to Coulibaly, who brings it across center. Over to Middleton. Chris Middleton, only 2 points in the ballgame, turns, fires, misses on a triple, but the Wizards get the rebound. Second chance opportunity. Kispert 3 too strong, back rim. Roden with the rebound, hands to Barrett, who gives it to Shed. Far side across center, Jamal Shed. Stops on the perimeter, now keeps it going, drives into the paint, running floater, rim, glass, and in. It rolled in for Jamal Shed.
That's good. Once he gets it up on the rim with that touch that's so soft, it's going to find the bottom.
5:20 to go here, first half. Coulibaly to Sarr on the near side to Poole. Into the lane, shifty, herky-jerky. Tried to lob it up to Sarr, who wasn't ready for it, and the Wizards just turned it over for the 7th time. Across center, Barrett with the ball. Raptors leading by 5. Stops on a dime, then kind of steps through traffic to his left and missed on the one-hand floater.
Good look. Good move by RJ.
RJ with 14. Check that, 10 points. It's Barnes with 14. RJ with 10 and 6 in terms of points and rebounds. Tough shot is made near side baseline, and Middleton got the friendly roll on a 4-5 footer. I mentioned Scotty Barnes a moment ago. He's going to check in at the next whistle with 4:40 to go here in the first half. Raptors leading by 3, 57-54. Barrett on the near side, drives into the paint, got down toward the left block, threw it up, missed the shot. And Washington comes away with the rebound across center. Poole to Sarr, down Main Street, going at Castleton. Throws it up off glass, missed it as he kind of shied away from Castleton.
Good job by Castleton to hold his ground. He's out there with Robinson, playing a couple of bigs.
Oh man, Shed just crossed over Coulibaly into a jump shot, but he missed the jumper pretty badly, unfortunately. That was a great move with the ball, though.
I'm pretty impressed with Castleton's mobility on the perimeter.
Raptors by 3 as we tick towards the final 4 minutes. Robinson jumps into the pass lane, takes it away, down the floor. Orlando Robinson missed the layup attempt, but it's put back in by R.J. Barrett.
Nice job to not give up on the play. And I give Orlando Robinson credit right in the passing lane to make the knockaway.
Raptors pushed the lead back to 5. It was as high as 10 early in this second quarter. Poole out near center court. Shakes free from Shed. Got him with an up fake, then stepped into a 3. and Shed picked up the foul. He stuck that hand in the cookie jar, and it's going to be 3 free throws for Jordan Poole. Poole with 8 points in the ballgame on 3 of 4 shooting. This will be his first appearance at the free throw line. I think about Jordan Poole, Jonesy, the former Golden State Warriors, and then I look over at a guy like Kispert, and how good would he look in that system and with those type of players, to your point about whether it be as a starter or as a sixth man, a gunner for a team like the Golden State Warriors. But I guess there's a reason why Washington has held on to him, because of how valuable he can be for them. Poole knocks down the first free throw.
I mean, Washington depends how they play the long game. Are they going to stay with a lot of these young guys, or are they giving them time to develop now, showcase them, and then turn them around for better assets to expedite that timetable?
When you think about even a couple of pieces that they don't have available tonight, and haven't for a while, obviously, in Sadiq Bey with the ACL surgery, but Malcolm Brogdon, a veteran as well. Like, there are some good glue pieces and still quality players on this team to complement the young players, and they're only going to get younger with, in all likelihood, a top 3, top 5 pick. Poole knocks down the third of 3, so he goes 3 for 3 at the stripe, and that cuts the Raptor lead down to 2 at 59-57. Jamal Shed driving from left to right through the lane along the perimeter, hands off to Pirtle, who puts it in the tin.
Great pocket pass. That was kind of a rolling screen, and Pirtle got a running start on the roll.
Shed in the starting lineup tonight with a couple of assists and 9 points. Raptors leading by 4 as Sarr just missed in the lane. The Raptors grabbed the rebound as Sarr came up empty on a 6-footer. Barrett to Roden. Roden out on the far side, hands off on the perimeter to Barnes. 3:05 to go in this first half. Barnes gives it to Pirtle at the far elbow extended. Now Pirtle gives it back to Scotty. Barnes driving in the paint, throws it up at the tin, got fouled, and back to the free throw line for Scotty Barnes for attempts 9 and 10 in this first half.
That screen and roll is so effective when they don't cut Scotty off. Like, he turns the corner, and the defender is kind of beside him, not in front of him. Maybe waiting for help to come, but he just keeps going, getting downhill, and next thing you know, he's at the basket, and he's shooting a layup, and you're either going to give him the layup or foul him.
Scotty knocks down the first one. Raptors leading 62-57, and the second one clean as well. Raptors going up 6. Toronto had a 10-point lead in this quarter. Washington came back to cut it to 2. But Toronto has not relinquished the lead in this frame. Washington's last lead was early in the first quarter when they were up 4. Toronto's been in control since. They just forced another turnover. Down the floor at the 10. Roden. What an aggressive and athletic layup from Jared Roden.
That's how you run a 2-on-1. Go till you're stopped. If you're not stopped, it's a layup. Play started at the other end with great hustle from R.J. Barrett, getting on the floor to retrieve the loose ball.
Middleton to Carrington. Out to Poole straight away. Triple is good. He's been deadly tonight. 3 of 4 from distance.
That one fell right into his hands again. Good defense by Toronto.
Raptor lead is 5. Shed on the near side. Shakes free from Poole. Turns the corner toward the free throw line. Fires back over near corner. Triple no good for Roden in front of his own bench. Washington with the rebound. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Deep one, far wing. Back rim no good. Missing was Poole, but it comes all the way back to Sarr, who drives down Main Street and lays it in under the outstretched arm of Jakob Poeltl. Washington cuts it to 3. 1:45 to go first half. Barnes brings it back towards center.
Raptors got to be aware at the other end. Long shots lead to long rebounds.
Scotty was 16 to lead all scorers. Hands it off to RJ. He's got 12. Barrett, far elbow. Still keeping the dribble alive. Now stops, turns, fires, left it short, grazed the front of the iron. Sarr with the rebound to Poole. 1:20 to go here first half. Poole has it out far side. Dips around a screen set by Sarr. Now gets into the paint down Main Street. Left-hand scoop. Denied by Poeltl. Raptors pick up the rebound. Here comes Roden. Lobs it up to Scotty, who had a shot blocked. Wow, what a recovery on that play from George to get the block on Barnes.
I thought Roden was going to do what we saw last time. He certainly had an alley and a lane to do that.
67-62. Check that 65-62. We've got a discrepancy on the board, but it's the Raptors by 3 And down low, we've got a loose ball foul, I believe, being called against Toronto. Pearl didn't like it. He thought he had secured the rebound, but they're going to blow the whistle against T.O.
No, Sarr was just weak. Like he jumped, his feet were too close together, he was off balance, and he fell. And referee or assistant coach Pat Delaney upset at referee Josh Tiven because that's a third personal on Pirtle with less than a minute to go.
Well, maybe a little poetic justice. Ball don't lie in the first one as Sarr misses the free throw. It's his first appearance at the line. The youngster 2 of 11 from the floor. He's got 4 points, 7 rebounds. Pirtle and Roden are now going to sit down for the final 56 seconds. Second free throw, no good as well, so 0 for 2, but the Wizards get the rebound. They tap it out to center court with a fresh 14 for Jordan Poole. Poole lobs it over on the baseline near side to Middleton. Turns, jabs, and he got Jamal Shed to bite. Shed left his feet, Jonesy, and committed the foul, and right back to the stripe for the Wizards. And I would rip out the page from the Paul Jones book that I think I talked about a week or two ago with my own son. Jamal Shed's not going to block many shots. Stay on your feet, contest the shot, get the fingers up the nostrils, get the hand in the face, but don't leave your feet because at that size, you're not going to block many, if any, shots.
Contain, contest, rebound. That's how you get your stop.
So Middleton knocks down the first one, and that chops the Raptor lead down to 2. Here comes free throw number 2, and the Raptor lead is 1. So again, as high as 10 in this quarter, it's been cut to 1 with only 46 seconds to play. Washington closing this quarter well. Shooting 48%, the Wizards are. Here's Scotty Barnes driving near side. Turns, fires to the cutter, Robinson. And the Raptors turn it over as Washington got into the pass lane. And then in the backcourt, Robinson picks up a foul on Marcus Smart, sending the Wiz to the line. And Jonesy, now the Wiz have a chance to grab the lead, something they had not had since early first quarter. Raptors are really letting this one slide in the final few minutes of the first half.
Well, you got to finish the quarter properly, right? Something that Toronto has not done well right here.
The Raptors had a 6-point lead at the midway point of the quarter. They were up by 8 at the 2:41 mark. So in basically 2 minutes, they have allowed the Wizards to come back and now take the lead. It was 65-57. And now Washington on a 9-0 run leads by 1. Barrett dipping on the left block, missed on a wild scoop. Washington with the rebound and a chance to continue on their run. Again, on a 9-0 run to close the half, looking to make it maybe 11 or 12 right here. Dangerous hands of Jordan Poole out at center. He's going to keep it himself out on the far wing. Turns, fires over Barrett, and knocks it down from the far sideline on a deep triple. A 26-footer allows the Wizards to go into the half with a 69-65 lead. It's a 12-0 run to close the second quarter for the Wizards.
Well, shooting percentage has come back up for Washington, and a couple of things that I talked about in terms of the turnovers. The Raptors not locking down defensively. I mean, Washington's almost 50%, and Toronto not getting great looks themselves. I mean, they've been buoyed by their free throw shooting, but they're only shooting 43%. They're going to have to get that offense going and crank it up in the second half.
Raptors give up 33 in the first quarter, then 36 in the second quarter, and a third of that coming in the final 2.5 minutes. Amit Man's coming up next with the halftime show as the Raptors trail the Wizards 69-65. Jonesy and I will return for the second half. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank. This is how we fan. Tangerine Bank, official bank of the Toronto Raptors, right here on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
When you sit on your Aeroplan points, it's like you're sitting on your next trip, like a sunny getaway by the sea. But instead, you're sitting on your Aeroplan points. So the only sea you get to sit in is a sea of traffic. Use your points and go from smelling your Ocean Breeze air freshener to smelling the ocean breeze. So stop sitting on your next trip and start enjoying your Aeroplan points.
Back in 95 when I had my own pager, shooting some hoops, hanging out in the park. I jumped in the car with the girl by my side, with the black curls and bright blue eyes. We cruised past the court where the Raptors played. The game was hot and the crowd was swayed, but we were on a mission, on the move, gotta roll. For the 95 McFlurry, that's how we stroll. Let's ride. The 95 McFlurry, for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants in Ontario.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Raptors shooting just 4 of 11, have yet to commit a turnover. Barnes catches it in the lane, briefly drew a double team, and then just spun and turned and dunked it on the head of Jordan Poole and took the young fellow, the little fella, to school.
Big boy ball right there. What a catch he made on the first pass.
Hello, my name is Amit Van. The Halftime Show is brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Get home court advantage on every drive with the new Civic Hybrid. Proudly built here in Ontario. Visit your Ontario Honda dealers today to get that terrific deal. So, as we stand with the Toronto Raptors and the Washington Wizards, it is 69 for the Wizards and 65 for your Toronto Raptors. A high pace to this first half. Like, it was frantic going both ways. It seemed like both teams were intent on getting pretty active on the glass and also just getting out in transition and getting early shots in the shot clock. And as well, just putting up a lot of field goal attempts. Like in that first quarter, like the teams combined for 48 field goal attempts total. So you're on pace for 200 total between the two teams. That's crazy. But anyways, the Raptors, they're currently trailing 69-65. Scotty Barnes leading the way, getting to the free throw line, doing a terrific job of creating contact, especially in some of those pick and rolls with Jakob Poeltl. He has 16 points on 3 of 9 shooting, 9 of 10 from the free throw line. RJ Barrett, 12 points, 3 of 11 shooting, so not great there. He does have 8 rebounds. He does have 3 assists, 4 turnovers, though, and those were loud turnovers, live ball turnovers that simply just aren't going to cut. He's got to be a bit more smarter with the ball. Jakob Poeltl, 12 points with 4 assists and 4 rebounds. Some very loud assists from him, actually. A lot of transition buckets, a lot of him at the high post and just finding cutters like Jameson Battle and Jared Rhoden. Some good stuff from him, along with Jamal Shett, who's making his second career start with the Toronto Raptors. He started last game, and he starts this one as well. He has 9 points on 4 of 7 shooting, 3 assists for him right there. And then Jordan Poole on the Wizards side of things has 17 points, 5 of 8. He was a catalyst in why they were able to decrease that margin of deficit in that second quarter. He had 5 of 8 shooting, 4 of 6 from 3. And those are pull-up attempts. Those are tough shots. That is a very talented man when he decides to put his mind to it. Corey Kispert has 9 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Rashawn Holmes, 3 of 3 from the field. And Marcus Smart, the vet, 9 points, 2 of 4 from the field, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Bench points for the Wizards, 29 compared to the Raptors, 11. Fast break points, Toronto has 16. The Wizards have 8. And points in the paint, the Raptors have a slim margin of victory there, 32-28. Let's keep on talking about this game, and we'll look ahead to the second half when we return. You're listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and sportsnet.ca.
It was a rainy day when Pizzaville introduced the New York-style Cup and Char pepperoni pizza. It comes with our signature thin crust, mozzarella and Parmesan cheese, and our new Cup and Char pepperoni. You guys will love this New York-style Cup and Char pepperoni pizza so much, it'll bring out your inner New Yorker. Hey, same to you, buddy! Call Pizzaville at 736-3636.
You built your business from the ground up. Now let Rogers Sports and Media take it to new heights. Book your next radio or podcast advertising campaign with Rogers Sports and Media Ad Manager. Designed for businesses of all sizes, RSM Ad Manager is self-serve and simple to use. We'll even give you a $250 ad credit to build your first campaign today. And your audio can be produced at no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com to claim your ad credit today.
It's official. Worst season ever.
What? This is my favorite time of the year.
Winter? Really?
No, cruise wave season.
Huh?
Just listen. The experts at Sell Off Vacations can help you plan the perfect cruise. And right now, they're offering big savings and bonus offers like cabin upgrades and BOGO deals.
I'm warming up to cruise wave season.
Ask your local travel expert or visit
selloffvacations.com. The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Reasons to get Pizza's Loaded Tots. Your team won.
Go Sports.
You didn't cry on your way to work this morning.
Go you.
Seriously, though, you should pick up Pizza's Loaded Tots because they're delicious. So, what tots are you picking up? Choose from creamy garlic and cheese, buffalo popcorn chicken and cheese, or 3 more delicious flavors. New Loaded Tots from Pizza. Tiny bites, big flavor.
Visit your local Pizza, order on the app, or at pizzapizza.ca.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Hello, welcome back to the halftime show. My name is Amit Mann. The Toronto Raptors currently trail the Wizards 69-65. The Raptors had the lead for the majority of that first half, but a late surge by predominantly Jordan Poole from the three-point line put the Wizards ahead, along with some strong defense from them. Like, this is a team that obviously they're not a very competitive squad right now, and defensively they have been pretty weak throughout the season. But, you know, towards the second half or second quarter there in the latter portions, they did step it up a little bit, and they made things a bit tougher on the Raptors. And Jordan Poole, some of the buckets that he made, he's a tough shot maker, and that's what tough shot makers do. Going into the second half now for the Raptors, like, we'll have to see how much, you know, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, how much they play. That's kind of where we are right now. We don't know how much their best players are really going to play in this second half, but I would like to see them to just up the intensity, defensively. Like their closeouts, their rotations just aren't really like as crisp as they probably should be. And their defensive shell has just been kind of expanding a little bit. Like they got to keep that really tight and focus on the matchups and focus on what the game plan is. I'm curious what Darko's plan is going ahead into the second half. Like how much are you going to, throw the gauntlet at Jordan Poole? How much do you really want to limit his ability to get off? Because he was a big reason why this game started turning for the Raptors here. And, Jared Rhoden, Jamal Shed, AJ Lawson, those three guys, I would guess are probably going to be the guys mostly guarding Jordan Poole in the second half. You got to be careful with them. You got to make sure that if you're top siding him, right, then make sure that he's not able to, cut back door and put your defense in a bad spot. They got to be crisp on those rotations. Jakob Poeltl, again, we'll see how much he's actually playing in this second half. Obviously, he is one of their best players. He leads the team right now with a +6. When he's on the court, he's pretty good. So we'll have to see how things go for the Toronto Raptors, and we'll see if they can come out with a victory. You are listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and sportsnet.ca.
Itching to head outside as the weather warms up? Just remember, when it's 0 degrees and above, you and your pets aren't the only ones active. For the health of the whole family, make sure you're offering your dog or cat the protection they need. Talk to your veterinarian about all-in-one options today and visit nextguard.ca for some great savings. That's NextGuard, NEXGARD.
Motorama is back. Presented by eBay Motors, Canada's biggest custom car, hot rod, and racing show all this weekend at Toronto's International Centre. 4 big halls packed with amazing custom cars, hot rods, muscle cars, trucks, imports, exotics, racing vehicles, and more. Check out the Zaire Insurance Mayhem Vintage Room. Meet celebrity guests Chip Foose and Rust Brothers Mike and Avery from Rust Valley Restorers. Check out the incredible Best in Show Valvoline Canadian 10 cars. One will become the Motorama Grand Champion. Go to MotoRamaShow.com for tickets and info. Free parking.
You remember seeing this much snow? The snow conditions are here, and we have over 26,000 kilometers of snowmobile trails open. So what could make it even better? How about the best offers we've ever had on Ski-Doo and Lynx snowmobiles? Hi, I'm Jean-Luc Lemire. Our best promotions are on. Choose 0% financing for 5 years or rebates of up to $3,000, or choose no payment for 6 months on remaining 2024 or 2025 Ski-Doos and Lynx. The choice is yours, and the savings are big. Visit us at Energy Power Sports in Oakville today and get on the snow today.
Hey, Taylor, coffee?
Maybe later. My oil furnace is out again.
You should upgrade to an electric heat pump.
Isn't that expensive?
No, it's worth it. It can heat even when it's -30, cools when it gets warmer. Plus, there's a government program to help cover most of the costs up front.
Huh, coffee's on me then.
To see if you're eligible for the Oil to Heat Pump Affordability Program, visit canada.ca/heat pumps or call 1-800-O-CANADA. A message from the Government of Canada.
Hey, buddy, got lunch plans?
Well, I usually...
Nope. Today you go Mojo Mode at Subway.
Mojo Mode?
Eat bold with Subway's new Mojo sauce on a 6-inch turkey or ham sub for just $4.99.
Okay, but I usually...
Forget that. Mojo is smoky, spicy, $4.99. Today's lunch is not the usual.
Hey, I'm already feeling Mojo!
Only at Subway. At participating stores. Extras, taxes, and delivery additional. Expires April 13th, 2025.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the second half. Where again, the Raptors closed the first half on the wrong end of a 12-0 run for the Washington Wizards. As the Wiz go up 4 heading into the break, that matches the largest lead of the game for Washington, which they didn't have the entire first half outside of the first couple of minutes of the first quarter, but they did a solid job ending that second quarter and now look to carry momentum into the second half. Toronto will try to put a stop to that with their opening possession right here. Barrett's got it on the near side. Bounce pass to Poeltl in the lane, and he bobbled it, lost it, and turned it over. 7th turnover of the game for the Raptors. Not the way you want to start the half. And driving to the tin and missing on the layup was Koulibaly, and the Raptors catch a big-time break.
Well, at least they contested, and that was a big part of it.
69-65. We'll see if the Raptors can do it again right here. Lawson through the paint. Looked like he kind of lost control for a second, got it back, gave it to Shed, back to Lawson in the near corner, and his shot goes off the side of the backboard, but he tracks down his own miss, gives it to Barrett on the wing near side. 3 ball is good. Funky but effective the Raptor offense comes away with a triple to cut the lead to 1.
Really good job by RJ. He's doing such a good job of getting the feet set and holding that follow through after he releases the ball.
Wizards leading by 1. A nice job there with the slow Euro step, floating one up and in. Alex Sarr, just his 3rd bucket of the game, does have 9 rebounds to go along with his 6 points. Toronto trailing by 3. Barrett, baseline, near side, turns, fires a pass to Pirtle at the free throw line. Back out on the perimeter to Shed, who missed the triple. Washington gets the rebound.
It's a good look for Jamal Shed, and he's been really good at knocking those down for the most part this season.
1 of 2 from the perimeter. Raptors just forced the turnover, and guess who? It's Shed, ahead to Barnes, streaking down the floor to lay it in. Cuts the Washington lead to 1. 71-70, Washington on top. Sarr on the perimeter, hands off to Poole, who turns, fires, and kisses it off glass. Look what I found on a Saturday night special.
Oh, man. Sometimes a guy just makes a shot, or sometimes he just gets lucky.
And he knows it. He's got a huge smile on his face right now. 20 points in the ball game for Jordan Poole. He's the leading scorer, and the Raptors just turned it over. Down the floor, Coulibaly with a big 2-hand cram. And the Raptors now trail by 6. Largest lead of the game for the Wiz.
One of the few times that Jakob Poeltl kind of fell asleep with the ball.
Coulibaly with the steal there, Jonesy. That ties a season high with 4. Raptors trailing by 6. Scotty Barnes can't come up with the triple. And the Wiz get on the glass. They secure it, and across center they come. They're flirting with 50% from the floor again as Poole gave it to Sarr, got into the lane, stopped on a dime, turned, fired on a soft right-hand hook, and Washington now leads by 8.
Biggest lead of the game for Washington. Sarr showing some really good mobility.
I'm going to give you the run in a couple of seconds if we go back to late in the first half as well. Toronto just turned it over again. Middleton, baseline, near side. Cut off by 2 defenders, fires back out on the perimeter to Poole, whips it over to George. George gets into the free throw line, sucks in defenders, kicks back out to Poole, who missed an open look, but Sarr gets the rebound. They get it to Middleton. 3-ball for Chris Middleton is good. And the Raptors say play on. I'm shocked. I thought Darko was going to call a timeout there, with Toronto now trailing by 11. 81-70. It's a 10-0 run for Washington. Cross court, left to right. Pirtle to Lawson. 3-ball no good. Sarr with the rebound. The run could continue.
I just think Scotty's got to have a touch.
And a contest from Jakob Pirtle just wiped out what would have been a monstrous dunk for Coulibaly. And he's going to go to the stripe now, and he'll have to earn the 2. Going back, Jonesy, to the second quarter with 2:41 to play, Washington trailed 65-57. It was an 8-point lead for the Raptors, and since then the Wizards have outscored Toronto 24-5.
Now Washington got it going, and Toronto, you got to find a way to kind of throw some water on the fire there.
And it's now 26-5 as Washington has gone from down 8 to up 13 in less than 5 minutes. Triple is good for R.J. Barrett from the near sideline, and that's a big shot for T.O. Washington still up 10, 4 minutes into the third quarter. Raptors just got the steal as Lawson took it away from Poole. Poole's clutching his left elbow as the Raptors go down the floor. Lawson keeps it himself, gets the bucket, and the lead is into single digits now for Washington. Coulibaly in the paint, now brings it back toward the perimeter, gives it to a cutting Sarr, and Sarr is fouled on the floor. They're going to get that one on Lawson, sideline out of bounds. 7:34 to go in the third quarter. It'll be a fresh 14 for the Wiz. They will inbound just to the left of the Raptor bench. Poole still shaking that left arm. I don't know if it might have hit the funny bone or what, but he's really kind of seemed to be laboring that non-shooting arm, that left arm right now after the contact from Lawson moments ago. Washington leading 83-75, and an air ball, my goodness, from Chris Middleton.
Rare.
That is extremely rare.
Yeah.
Wow. 3 of 5 in the ball game for Chris Middleton. He's got 9 points in the ball game. Jamal Shed driving near side, tried to whip it into the corner to Barrett. Nice job there by Coulibaly to stick a hand in the pass lane, deflected it out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Raptors with 18 on the shot clock, 7:22 to go in the third quarter. Jamal Shed will inbound for the Raptors. He gets it into Robinson, Orlando Robinson, on the perimeter, handing off to R.J. Barrett. Barrett inside the arc, far side, now below the elbow, stops on a dime in the paint, turns, fires, felt contact, didn't get a call, missed the shot, and the Wizards grab the rebound. Here's George to the trailer. Sarr steps into a 3, left it short, but the rebound comes to Coulibaly. Up top to George. Over on the wing to Middleton. Far wing, the triple, no good for Chris Middleton. He was wide open, and the Raptors dodged that one. Toronto down 8. 5 minutes gone by here, third quarter. Barnes down on the left block. Went left, turns back right, throws up the shot, missed it. Robinson couldn't squeeze. It's off his leg, out of bounds. It'll be Washington ball with 6:47 to go in the third.
Washington's got this thing at their pace and playing it to their speed and their liking. See if Toronto can turn this thing around. Have a tough time right now.
Raptors just don't seem to have that energy right now, Jonesy, and the field goal percentage has dipped way down.
Yeah, still shooting south of 42%. That's where they were. That's where they've been for a lot of the game.
83-75, Washington leading. Again, 6:47 to go in the quarter. It's Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick.
Hey, basketball fans, Raptors fans, we the North, thank you so much for helping us create this amazing community here for the Raptors and all of the sports on Toronto Sports Insider. Now's the time of the show. Please let us know where you're watching from. Where is We the North gathering from? All over the world. How far out is our reach? Let's go. In the chat, city and province in Canada, city and state in the United States. Put your flag emoji out there for your country. Let us know if you're international as well. And cheers for participating in the chat. Now let's get back to the basketball. Let's go, Raptors! Go, Raptors, go! We the North! We the North! Ha ha!
Mean one thing, camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you at Scotiabank Arena on a Saturday night. 6:47 to go in the third quarter. The Raptors trailing by 8, 83-75. Raptors controlled almost the entire first half, had a double-digit lead, and it was wiped out in the final 2.5 minutes or so of the second quarter. And Washington has continued to carry momentum into this third quarter, built the lead up to as many as 13. It now sits at 8 as we approach the midway point of the frame.
Raptors got to get busy. I mean, the idea of taking the confidence away from Washington is already done. They know that they're in this game and they can be in this game for the long haul.
Out of the timeout, Washington getting it in. It'll be Poole who hands it over to George, to Coulibaly as they get it across center. It's now Sarr on the wing near side up top. Chris Middleton shakes free from Barrett, got to the free throw line, fires back out on the perimeter. 3 ball up, no good. That was George that missed it, and Barrett snags the rebound, his 9th of the game. He's got 18 points to lead the way for the Raptors as well. Barrett out towards center. Essentially the de facto point guard right now, handling the ball for the Raptors. Bounces a pass at the near elbow. to Robinson. Robinson holding the ball a long time right now. Shot clock winding down to 2. He finds Barrett. RJ's got to go. Heaves up the triple and just missed. Washington with the rebound.
Robinson was looking for guys to make cuts, and everybody stood around. When the ball goes into the guy at the high post, people are supposed to split or cut off him.
Koulibaly baseline, steps out of bounds. He's going to say he was bumped, but he stepped on that baseline. Washington turns it over for a 12th time. Raptors have scored 15 points off those turnovers, and we'll see what they can do right here.
I want to add one thing to that. Cut off a guy or cut for a guy. Can't just stand there, and the Raptors got caught standing there when Robinson had the ball on the last trip.
RJ across center, now on the near side. Bounce pass to a cutting Roden, who then tried to hand it off to Robinson, and Robinson bobbled it off his fingertips out of bounds, and the Raptors turn it right back over. We're still stuck at 83-75. We've been that way for over a minute now, as both of these teams have kind of mishandled the last couple of possessions. Kispert will inbound for the Wizards on the baseline with 5:41 to go in the third quarter, and his team leading by 8. He gets it into Koulibaly. Koulibaly across center with Castleton in front of him. Again, Colin Castleton in his second game with the Raptors. He's out there. He's played 10 minutes thus far tonight. On the far side inside the arc, Middleton turned and fired, and they're going to catch R.J. Barrett with the foul, and they're going to say it's on the shot. And they're actually saying 3 free throws. I thought
he was behind the arc.
Was he?
Yeah,
Jonesy, I thought that toe dragged across the line. Again, maybe I'm calling that optometrist for real. I swear I thought I saw those toes behind the line, or over the line.
Middleton leaned in. Ron Foxcroft is going to check. They're going to, and he'll signal whether it's at the table, whether it's 2 or 3. I thought it was a 3.
Come on, give me a win here. Let my eyes say that I wasn't wrong for once.
I didn't see where they ended, but they started certainly behind the line.
Still awaiting word. Ron Foxcroft looking like he's got his hand up in class. And it's 2.
It's a 2. Okay, Eric.
Canceling that call to the optometrist.
Well, don't cancel. Just push it back for a few weeks.
Like my cholesterol meds? Just keep pushing them back. Middleton knocks down the first of 2 free throws. The lead for Washington grows to 9. Raptors trailing 84-75. Second one no good for Middleton, but Sarr sneaks in there to snag the rebound. Credit to the Raptors, though. They got hands in there to tie up Sarr, and we're going to have a jump ball with Robinson and Sarr.
There's no block out, though, Eric. That's the thing that would be concerning if I was looking at it from a Raptor standpoint. You got to put your body on somebody. Step across, step towards the nail at the free throw line.
The ball is up and the tip is won by the Wizards. So the shot clock is at 14. It's now rolling down to 10. Poole. Oh, stops on a dime on the left block, turns and steps through and lays it in. What a move, and the footwork from Jordan Poole.
Really good move by Poole and very shifty, especially for a guy that plays a lot on the perimeter.
11-point lead right now for the Wizards at 86-75 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Robinson above the far elbow, bounce pass to a cutting Roden, who's met midair but fouled, and Jared Roden's going to the free throw line.
Roden made not 1 but 2 really good, hard, solid cuts on that play. Second one got him the free throws, but the first one helped sink the defense a little bit so RJ could come on that guard around on that handoff.
So Jared Roden goes to the free throw line off the bench tonight with 6 points, given 7 as the first one goes down in 17 minutes thus far for Jared Roden. A.J. Lawson checking out of the ball game. Jamison Battle comes in. Roden at the stripe, third year out of Seton Hall, undrafted. As the second free throw is up and clean, he's got 8 off the bench. That puts the Washington lead down into single digits at 9. It's 86-77. 4:50 to play here, third quarter. Sarr has it near side on the wing. Robinson on his hip. Sarr goes cross court. Over toward the far wing to Koulibaly, now straight away. Driving down Main Street to the 10, and wow, nice dunk there. Athletic move by Koulibaly.
Yeah, he got by Roden and then used the misdirection step.
4.5 minutes to go. Third quarter. Robinson hanging it off. No, he doesn't. He faked the handoff to Roden. Now gets into the lane. Went left. Spins right. Right hook shot. No good. Sarr with the rebound. That's his 14th rebound. And back the other way. Oh, Poole spinning away from Roden near side. Kisses it high off glass. Gets the bucket. And Washington goes up 13, matching their largest lead. Barrett to Castleton. Far corner. Battleton with the fake. Set the feet. Elevate. Missed the shot. Robinson grabs the rebound. Fires back into the corner to Battle for three. He's not going to miss twice in a row like that. And Jamison Battle cuts it to 10.
How about some defense, Toronto? You're barely shooting 41%, and Washington's close to 50.
Poole gets to the 10 and lays it in. Wanted the call, didn't get it, but he got the deuce. No defense there, Jones, is again Washington got right to the rim. 42 of their 92 in the paint. Raptors answer right back, straight into the paint, and right at the 10. As Barrett gets it to go from 2 feet.
This is something that the Raptors usually have. That's an advantage in the paint. They're one of the better teams in terms of scoring points in the paint. Raptors 4th in the NBA. The Wizards 20th. They average 47 points in the paint per game. They've got 42, and we're not quite at the end of the third quarter.
92-82, Washington leading by 10 and now shooting at even 50% from the floor, the Wizards are. So the Raptors, as Jonesy noted, have a lot of work to do defensively. When we continue on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Joe and Lucy needed a new roof and reached out to Alpine Credits. I flew over to help them with a home renovation loan. I suggested they transform their house into a giant robot head, beams that shoot from the eyes. Pew, pew! Instead, they just went with shingles. But it's pretty glorious.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Fiscal license 12616.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
Hey, buddy, got lunch plans?
Well, I usually...
Nope. Today you go Mojo Mode at Subway.
Mojo Mode?
Eat bold with Subway's new Mojo sauce on a 6-inch turkey or ham sub for just $4.99.
Okay, but I usually...
Forget that. Mojo's smoky, spicy, $4.99. Today's lunch is not the usual.
Hey, I'm already feeling mojo!
Only at Subway. At participating stores. Extras, taxes, and delivery additional. Expires April 13th, 2025.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Third quarter, 3:27 to play as the Raptors trail the Washington Wizards 92-82. I'm going to kind of maybe hammer home the point at the risk of belaboring the point. The Raptors, late second quarter, had a 65-57 lead. They've been outscored 35-17 since then. It's been all Washington. Wizards will inbound from the far sideline. Marcus Smart to do the honors. Gets it to Koulibaly near center court. Koulibaly trying to get a step on Barnes. Cut off on the perimeter. On a switch, he's picked up by Roden. Goes cross-court over to Kispert. Misses a three. Raptors dodge that one as Kispert got a good look. Robinson hands off to Barnes. Far side into the corner to Castleton. Castleton inside the arc, now trying to get down to the right block. Turns to the baseline, fires, kisses it off glass. Strong take by Castleton.
Really
his
strong
first
take.
bucket of the game.
Yeah, really strong take. And what I like was he thought about shooting that three. Cat caught it, was loaded and ready to go and said, no, let me get this thing inside.
Rashawn Holmes inside the arc straight away, hands to Kispert on the perimeter. Drives down Main Street and switches hands right to left to lay it in. Great play by Kispert.
He's part of a pretty good team at Gonzaga, and just unfortunately has ended up in a tough spot here in Washington, but I think he's a really serviceable player.
Robinson to Roden on the near side, goes up top to Battle. With the fake, put it on the floor, driving, stops on a dime in the paint, throws it up, and it was an air ball. Loose ball, though, is picked up by Battle as he stayed with the play, but then it's ripped away and taken away by Holmes. Down the floor come the Wizards. Behind the play, looks like Carrington got tied up and maybe hurt a foot, but he's trying to get back offensively now. He's got it on the wing right in front of us on the near side. Now driving into the paint, over the shoulder pass to Holmes with a push shot, missed it, but it's kept alive by Carrington. Another opportunity here. Marcus Smart got by Castleton, drove to the tin. Castleton got a piece, but the loose ball's picked up by Holmes. He misses that one, and the Raptors finally secure the ball.
You've got to get tougher on the glass there.
Raptors getting out rebounded 41-30. Battle, far corner to Robinson above the far elbow.
Scotty
Looking to give it to somebody.
He's got a mismatch down there, and he was calling for the ball on the break initially. I mean, he had Smart on his back, posted up, getting big, eyes, everything, begging for the ball, and they didn't get it to him. And they swung it to the other side, and he stayed on that block and said, hey, get that sucker back to this side. And finally, they got the foul.
1:34 to go, third quarter. Raptors trailing by 10 as they toss it in from the near side. Shed to Robinson. Robinson now out on the perimeter to Scotty Barnes. Barnes with Smart in front of him. Dips around a Robinson screen. It's going to be a moving screen. They wipe it out. Robinson called for the foul. That'll be his second.
No, the tendency of the player, too. Marcus Smart, as I said, one of the great floppers. Minimal contact, threw his head back. Just baited the official into calling that.
Washington with a chance to build to their 10-point lead right here. With 1:15 to go in the third quarter. In the lane, Rashawn Holmes missing on a short floater.
In the lane about 6 seconds as he set the screen, turned and posted up and waited for the ball.
That's a good point, Jonesy. Ticking towards the final minute. Shed to Battle on the perimeter. Clean. Jamison Battle with his third triple of the game.
Love the catch and shoot ability of Jamison Battle.
Raptors down 7. Smart on the perimeter, right to left, over to Holmes, hands off to Kispert. Kispert picked up by Orlando Robinson, got in the lane, turns, fires back out to Carrington, whips it over on the near side to Smart. Free ball, Marcus Smart, no good. Raptors can't get the rebound. Holmes cleans it up with 41 seconds to play.
Foul on the ground against Robinson. The rebounding is huge right now. Washington absolutely battering Toronto on the boards.
42-31. Smart. Over to Kispert. Kispert driving into the painted area. And it looked like Barnes got the clean block, but they're going to call the push on Castleton. And Corey Kispert's going to have a chance to go to the free throw line with 34.9 seconds to go in the third quarter.
I'd like to see that again. We had basically the same angle as official Josh Tiven. It looked like a little bit of a bailout. Kispert went in there amongst two bigger guys, and there wasn't a lot of body contact.
Kispert missed the free throw, Jonesy.
There you go.
It's a bit of a rarity, too. He shoots 84% at the line.
Yeah, well, when you don't deserve them, ball don't lie.
The basketball gods smiling down on the Raptors right now. We'll see what happens with free throw number 2 for Kispert. That one nearly fell off the rim, but it went down. So he goes 1 for 2 at the stripe, and the Wizards lead by 8. Across center, Jamal Shed. Now out on the far wing, Shed, still with the bounce. Into the lane, the running floater, no good, but Castleton with the tip in. He actually missed the initial tip, stayed with it, and got his second one clean.
I like what he's doing. I love his mobility. You see him sitting in a stance right now as a big guy at that size on Marcus Smart.
Oh, Raptors fell asleep in the back door, but Carrington missed a wide open gimme, and then Robinson just snuffed out the Rashawn Holmes shot. Buzzer beater, good if it goes. Jamison Battle just missed from the far side. Raptors would have loved to have had that go down, but instead they head to the fourth quarter, trailing by 6. 95-89 is the score. The Raptors with work to do in the final frame on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
Rogers Xfinity Internet is ready for everything, so you can search and stream and shop and study and share and play and post and work and watch and game and work out and download and... Wow, that's a lot. And now you can save a lot too at the Rogers Spring Event. Visit in-store or Rogers.com and save on Canada's most reliable internet. Get Rogers Xfinity Internet and be ready to do more everything.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Raptors down 6 with the fourth quarter starting. And Jonesy, what's the biggest key at this point of the game for Toronto?
I think defending, Eric. They've done a decent job. They could still do a better job, but they got to defend, and they've got to get better looks. I mean, 30 of 72, only 41%. They've got to start knocking some shots down.
Washington starts with the ball. Marcus Smart right to left on the perimeter over to Rashawn Holmes. Hands off to Kispert. Kispert into the far corner. A decent look at a three, and it's an air ball for Carrington. And it's off Washington, out of bounds. Toronto gets the ball. Barnes inside the arc at the free throw line now at the near elbow. Trying to work on Smart. Gave him that shoulder shake, turned, fired, and missed the shot, but it's off the hands of the Wizards. It's going to stay with Toronto, and it looks like the Wizards are contemplating if they're going to maybe challenge that.
I like Scotty going down in the post.
No challenge coming.
I don't like a fall-away jumper over a guy that's 3 or 4 inches smaller than you.
Shed inbounding to Pirtle on the perimeter near side, flicks it out towards center to Scotty. Now driving to a cutting Pirtle. Nice pass from Scotty, and Yak laid it up and in. Quickly down the floor, the Wizards try to press. Scotty got back, knocked the ball away from George, and forces the turnover. Raptors down 4. They're going to try and cut it to 2 right here. Oh, the show and go as Pirtle lays it in, plus the foul as he's hit on the top of the head, and a three-point opportunity coming for Jakob Pirtle. How about the fleet of foot from Yak?
Great job going into the lane. He's not a guy that finishes with big dunks, but his footwork in combination with exposing the ball with authentic shot fakes where the ball gets above the shoulders, that's when the defense starts jumping, and Pirtle always in the proper position. You've always got to release when he's on the floor. He just knows where to go, where to be, and how to present himself.
Knocks down the free throw. Perfect 3 of 3 at the stripe. Washington comes back and gets a big deuce, though, on an alley-oop jam from Rashawn Holmes.
Ball pressure. Ball pressure.
Not enough on Marcus Smart.
Got to have ball pressure.
Washington pushes the lead back to 3. A little more breathing room for the Wizards. Minute 10 gone by here, fourth quarter. Barnes near side, driving in. Felt contact, no call. Not sure how that's not a foul.
Yeah,
my goodness.
Been a foul.
George on the near side. Shed gets in front of him. And again, the bulldog that is Jamal Shed pestering George, who lost the handle, then dove to the floor. Scotty Barnes got in there, and we're going to have a jump ball.
Scotty using those vice grips for hands. That ball was loose, and he got one hand on it and then just like vacuumed it in towards his body. He got the jump ball, and let's see if he can control it and basically turn it into a turnover for Toronto.
10:36 to go in the ball game. Washington leading 97-94. Barnes wins the jump. Pirtle secures it and hands it off to Jamison Battle, who's going to bring it. Nope, he's going to give it back to Barnes across center on that big Raptor logo. Oh, he just got his pocket picked by Marcus Smart. Former defensive player of the year just reached in and took that one away. Smart now out on the far wing. Had an open look, instead gave it to Carrington. Over to Kispert. Kispert missed it down low. Nice job by Jakob Pirtle to battle against Rashawn Holmes, and the Raptors come away with the ball. Lawson to Battle to Lawson to Pirtle. Pirtle holding the ball. Gives it back to Barnes on the wing near side. Dipping around a screen set by Pirtle. Now down to the block. Give it back to Yak at the free throw line, and the one-hand floater is good. Yak's got 19. Raptors cut it to 1.
Great job by Scotty. And Pirtle again being present.
97-96. Carrington, far side, clean on the 3.
Lawson died on the screen. He wants a hold, but once you hit it, it can't be sticky paper, it can't be fly paper. You got to get off that thing.
9.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Pirtle out on the wing far side. He's got his toes on the line. Goes cross court over to Barnes near side. Barnes now extending that right index finger, calling out the play. He's trying to go one-on-one on George now into the paint, turning, and he's snuffed out on a block.
He just told Battle, get out of the way, I'm going one-on-one, and George was equal to the task.
Marcus Smart at the near elbow. Trying to be shifty with the ball, trying to catch the Raptors napping. He missed the shot over Pirtle, but then nobody picked up the bigger Rashawn Holmes, who tipped it in.
I thought Holmes got away with a push in the back, but Scotty didn't clear space. You got to back up and clear space.
Barnes drives down Main Street, again met at the rim. They say cleanly, and it came down against the fingertips of Barnes as he was standing on the baseline. So that's going to be Washington ball. Jonesy, Barnes had 8 free throws in the first quarter, 10 in the first half, has not gone to the free throw line in the second half despite multiple drives to the tin.
Interesting, because he is still taking it in there. He just hasn't had the benefit of the call.
After cutting the Washington lead to 1, the Raptors now down 6 as the Wizards have built it back up. 102-106 with 8:45 to play. Carrington, Bub Carrington across center. Out on the far wing, steps into another 3, missed that one. Castleton secures it for the Raptors and hands to Barnes. Scotty calls out the play. He's going to bring it across center toward the far side. Now at center, bounces a pass to Battle. Over to Pirtle on the near side, well inside the arc. Yak holding the ball, waiting for Barnes. Scotty comes over and grabs it. Tried to give it back to Pirtle. It was deflected by the Wizards, but picked up by Toronto. Out to Castleton for 3. Missed a wide open look. It's tipped away by the Raptors as they tried to secure yet another board, and it goes out of bounds. It's Washington ball with 8:15 to play.
Castleton looked good on that attempt. It's not like he, not like he didn't look comfortable shooting it. He gathered, he dipped. Form looked good.
8:05 to go here in the ball game. Washington leading by 6. Their largest lead was 13 in the third quarter. Poole back into the ball game. Drive snuffed out at the tin by Castleton. Athletic play by Castleton, and the Raptors pick up the ball.
I like what I've seen from him. I keep saying it.
Roden to Pirtle, back to Roden, down Main Street, over the shoulder, tried to find Pirtle again, but he's fouled on a pass-off, and the Raptors will get it. I believe on the sideline. Roden's now trying to say I was shooting, but he clearly wasn't. So the Raptors will have to inbound to the right of the Washington bench. 7:50 to go in the ball game. Koulibaly's going to check back in, and we'll see who's coming in for. He's checking in for Carrington. It's Pirtle, Lawson, Roden, Castleton, and Battle for the Raptors. George, Koulibaly, Poole, Kispert, and Holmes for the Wiz. Pirtle to Roden. Out on the perimeter to Castleton, down on the block, right side. It's Pirtle. Pirtle turning into the paint, went left, turns right, dips the shoulder, scoops it up and in. How about the footwork and finish from Pirtle?
Really good job by Jakob. Off balance, too, when he leaned in. I thought there might have been a bump, but great concentration in finishing.
7:25 to go. Raptors just got a turnover. Pirtle secures it, lobs it over the defense to a cutting Roden, who dunks it down. I'll tell you, Yak is having himself a night.
He's doing a terrific job. He's so professional. He's out there with 4 young guys, Castleton, Roden, Lawson, and he just continues to play his role, play within himself, and do a great job for the Raptors.
Toronto has cut it to 2 with 7:18 to play. It's 102-100, Washington on top. On Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
Save at Loblaws with Stamp and Save Days. Up to 15% off a single purchase. Get 1 stamp for every $20 spent. Collect stamps March 6 to 26 to save. Only at Loblaws. Conditions apply. See in-store signage for details.
Golf Town's annual Re-Grip event is back. Get 40% off golf grips from top brands like Golf Pride, Superstroke, Lambkin, and more. Get golf ready and save today at one of Golf Town's 48 locations or golftown.com. While supplies last, some exclusions apply.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 7:18 to go in the ball game. The Raptors have cut it to 2 at 102-100. Washington had a 13-point lead, and the Raptors have continued to chip away. And we've got ourselves a ball game here with still a ton of time. We haven't even hit the midway point of the final frame. Jakob Pirtle-Jonesy, 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in the ballgame. Pirtle has been outstanding.
Yeah, professional basketball player, professional person, and always giving you his best.
Out of the timeout, Washington with the ball. Koulibaly's got it. Over on the wing far side to Poole. Raptors left him wide open, and Jordan Poole made Toronto pay. I'm not sure what happened there.
Overhelp, that's what happened. A guy penetrates, you go to help, and you leave Poole. You can't overhelp. Let the help come from somewhere else, not leave that guy.
105-100, and R.J. Barrett just lost the handle and turned it over. Poole, pull-up, triple, busted. Man, this guy can knock him down, and in a hurry. Back-to-back triples. Jordan Poole now has 32 in the ball game, and the Wizards lead by 8.
Can't turn it over. Live ball turnovers. Raptors have almost as many turnovers as Washington, and like I said, a team that struggles to score, you can't give them easy opportunities.
Lawson over to Barrett, wing far side. RJ trying to answer back and does with a triple. Chops the Washington lead to 5.
Nice catch and shoot by R.J. Barrett.
How about R.J. 4 of 5 from the perimeter tonight? He's got 23 points in the ballgame. Look out, Poole, another one, deep one. Front of the rim, no good. And the Raptors secure the rebound. Robinson to Barrett. Across center, R.J. out on the far side. Over to Robinson. Handing it off to Lawson. Lawson into the paint, driving to the tin. Left-hand scoop, awkward angle, no good. As George got in the lane to contest that shot.
It's a good challenge by Washington.
Up and under on a two-hand reverse. Koulibaly got behind the defense and softly dunked it down. Washington up 7. Back in the paint, RJ goes back out on the perimeter to Robinson, who flicks it over to Lawson. No, check that, Roden. Now at the free throw line, back to Robinson. Leaning in on Holmes, got to the right block, goes back out on the perimeter to Roden. Up fake, driving in, into the paint, hit midair, going to the free throw line, it'll be Jared Roden.
Pretty good discipline by Toronto there. Robinson turned down a wide open 3, understanding himself, the time, score, situation, how important a good shot was at that time. Roden turned down the 3, but the shot fake got the defense airborne, and now he gets into the lane, gets fouled, has a chance for a couple of free throws with the clock stopped to pull the Raptors closer.
First free throw goes down for Roden. Off the bench tonight, Jared Roden, 11 points in 23 minutes. He's 4 of 7 from the floor. He's added a couple of rebounds as well. Jordan Poole in a very long conversation right now with official C.J. Washington. Second free throw up and clean. Raptors trailing by 5, 110-105 with 5:20 to go in the ballgame. Koulibaly out towards center, RJ in front of him. Barrett staying with Koulibaly, turns the corner into the paint. Look out, he got all the way to the rim and just dunked it right in Orlando Robinson's face. Barrett was with him, and then when Koulibaly turned the corner, Jonesy, he found another gear. My goodness.
You got to keep him in front of you, Eric, and that was one of the things I talked about with the defense.
Washington up 7, far corner, 3 ball, no good for Lawson. But Castleton cleans it up, missed the shot, then got his own miss and tipped it back in yet again, staying with the play.
He's got a great second jump, Castleton, getting off the floor.
6 points, 6 boards in his second game with the Raptors on back-to-back nights. Raptors trailing by 5 again. Far side driving toward the baseline and floating it up and in was Jordan Poole. He's got 34. Washington again up 7. Across center, Barrett. Over into the near corner. 3 ball up, no good for Lawson. Down low, Robinson cleans it up.
Wow.
On a putback, he was fouled. Late whistle, but the correct call. And Orlando Robinson's going to get a chance to go to the line.
Good job by Robinson staying with it on the glass.
Raptors huddling now at the free throw line. Barrett, Lawson, Roden, Robinson, Castleton all having a quick chat before Orlando Robinson steps to the stripe for his first free throws in the game. He's scoreless in 20 minutes, 0 for 3. Does have 5 rebounds and 3 blocks. And finally on the board with his first point as he knocks down the free throw.
I know that Lawson is a starter, but technically speaking, he's the only, quote, starter on the floor right now.
Well, Shed just came into the game, Jonesy. He did start this ball game, but for Barrett.
Right.
So now you've got 2 starters, but the least experienced ones in Lawson and Shed, along with Roden, Castleton, and Robinson. With 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go, and the Raptors trailing by 6. Washington just turned the ball over. Shed brings it across center, over to Lawson. To Robinson. Above the far elbow, hands back to Shed on the wing. Inside the arc, goes back up top to Lawson, hands off to Roden. Looks up at the shot clock, it's at 10. Gets into the paint, stops on a dime at the free throw line, missed the jumper. Nice job rebounding by Orlando Robinson to keep it alive for the Raptors. He's stuck in the lane a long time, finally gets out. Keeps this possession going, now turns the corner, driving to the tin, fouled by Sarr, and the big man back to the stripe. Great work there by Orlando Robinson.
Yeah, and determination too. He took the ball out of the lane, kept his dribble alive, and then when the defense relaxed, turned and got back on his horse and got back into the lane.
3:37 to go in the ball game. Raptors down 114-108. Robinson going to try and chop into that, and he does so on the first one. That cuts the Washington lead to 5. Raptors led for most of the first half, but then gave up the lead late second quarter. Haven't seen it since. And they're trying to track down the Wizards here late and try to win their 4th straight game. Robinson hits the second free throw, cuts the Washington lead to 4, and we've got a timeout charge to the Wizards.
Well, let's see what Toronto has. See what their defense has on this trip up court in particular. Do they go zone? Do they do something to disrupt what Brian Keefe is drawing up?
114-110. Washington leading Toronto again. 3:37 to go on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Gary, who lies with reckless abandon every time he's invited out on game night, so he doesn't have to miss game night. Sorry, it's mating season for my pet squid. My e-scooter is out of gas. I ate a beanless burrito? My shoulder blade feels dull. I'm traveling to the 16th century? That's how Gary fans. And we're fans of Gary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
Craving something fresh, fast, and full of flavor? At Barburrito, you can create millions of delicious combinations to match your mood. Build your perfect burrito, bowl, quesadilla, or taco, bursting with bold flavors and fresh ingredients. Whether you love it spicy, packed with veggies, or loaded with all the classics, there's a flavor for everyone. Barburrito is proudly Canadian, serving communities coast to coast, right in your neighborhood. Order today in store or on the Barburrito Canada app.
Barburrito. Food for every mood.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 3:37 to go. And the Raptors have cut it to 4, Jonesy. Washington leading 114-110. The defense has been a little bit better. You've been calling for that all night. Unfortunately for the Raptors, Jonesy, they're still hovering at 41.5%. They just really haven't been able to get their offense cooking a whole ton. And it's going to be imperative here to not only stop shots, but make shots themselves down the stretch here.
Yeah, they got to make some shots. They're getting some good looks. They just have to go down. That's all there is to it. And they better tighten and be stiffer on that defense and close defensive possessions with rebounds. Again, the rebounding discrepancies closed a little bit, but Washington's had the better of that all night.
3:25 to go in the ball game. Middleton has it out on the wing far side. Middleton now drives to the free throw line. Fires into the corner. Again, the Raptors leave Poole wide open. He misses the three, and then Koulibaly right at the rim misses a wide open tip.
Well, they didn't talk. There was a flare screen, and nobody told Lawson that there was a screen. He turned and ran right into it. Fortunately, Poole missed the shot.
Roden was looking for Shed. It was picked off by Poole. Washington forces the Raptor turnover. Toronto could have cut this thing down to 2 or 1. Instead, they trailed by 6 on a monster jam for Alex Sarr. Turnovers hurting Toronto here. They've given up 16 points off 14 turnovers. And 5 of those have come in this fourth quarter. Shed. Running floater, far side, no good, down low. Robinson tips it back into the hands of Shed, who then finds Robinson in the lane, and a short jumper goes for Robinson. Great job by Shed to stay on the play, and they get the 12-foot jumper for Robinson.
Let's see if they can get a stop. Let's see if they can communicate. We've got a lot of new people and unfamiliar with one another out there defensively.
Again, it's down to 4. Running floater in the lane. Middleton missed it. It was a great look for the vet, and he couldn't come up with it. Raptors have the ball with 2:05 to play, trailing by 4. Shed out on the far side. Around a Robinson screen at the free throw line. Gives it to Robinson, cutting to the tin. Leans in on the youngster, Sarr, and muscles his way for the bucket. It's down to 2.
Really nice job by Orlando Robinson using his body and the momentum to get the shot down.
Poole, straight away. Now inside the arc, jumper up, no good. It's an air ball. As Poole, a rare miss from 20 feet, allows the Raptors to get the ball and a chance to tie it with 1:41 to go. 116-114. Shed brings it across center. Out on the far side, now driving, and then losing it as he tried to turn and whip the pass into the corner, and the Raptors turn it over for a 15th time, the 4th of this quarter, and they fail to capitalize on an opportunity, a possession that could have tied or maybe even given them the lead. Far sideline, open three, no good. Sarr missed it, and the Raptors again have the rebound. Another chance to tie or take the lead. Three ball, far wing, no good. Lawson missed it, cleaned up by Roden. He's hammered at the rim, and he'll get 2 free throws with a chance to tie the game.
Really good job by Jared Roden. Ran the floor, didn't get the ball, and went straight to the basket.
1:07 to go. Roden steps to the stripe. 12 points off the bench, including a perfect 4 of 4 at the line. Roden's first free throw, no good. His first miss of the night, and the Raptors, as a team, only their 3rd miss all evening. So the best the Raptors can do is walk away from this possession down 1.
They've done a really good job at the free throw line. We usually, are on them for misses, but pretty good percentage tonight at 27 of 30.
Roden knocks down the second one, so the Washington lead is at 1. 116-115. Sarr on the wing, near side, hands it off to Middleton. Middleton trying to go at Roden, backing his way down toward the right block. Robinson trying to cheat in there with the double team. Middleton backing down, turning in the lane, firing, bucket is good.
Veteran move. Gave a little shoulder shake. As soon as Robinson got out of his way, kind of sitting in his lap, was able to knock in the turnaround jumper.
42 seconds to play. It's now down to under 40. Raptors have the ball. Shot clock down to 10. Shed at the far elbow. Oh, he gets to the 10. He saw a gap and just kept it himself as he turned the corner and got by everybody. It's back down to 1. 24 seconds to go in the game. Washington will have to give it up. There's about a 5.5 second differential. Middleton's got it again. Washington leading 118-117. Shot clock down to 7. Game clock at 12. Middleton with Roden on him. Uses a Sarr screen on a switch. He's picked up by Robinson. Step back, 3 ball, air ball. Washington tries to save it on the baseline. It's secured by Shed. It should be a shot clock violation. That didn't hit the rim. The Raptors should have more time on the clock and a shot clock violation.
And that's what Pat Delaney's saying. They're going to look at that. That ball, unless it was saved before the violation, which would have kept it going right to the end of the shot clock.
Even still then, Jonesy, there was about a 5.5 second differential. So there should be more time in the clock, period.
I think that's what they're going to look at. Well, we were trying to get an explanation from Josh Tiven, but some cross signals with game ops, I suppose, as understandably, I suppose, they're trying to fire up the crowd here in the dying seconds. And every tick of the clock certainly key for Toronto. I think the ball hit the rim.
You think so, eh?
I'm just looking at the path of the ball. And the way it came
straight down. It might have
grazed the front of the rim. We get another look here straight away on our replay monitor. I can't tell from that one.
Yeah, it's tough to tell.
I'd have to have a profile, a side view. Although, what makes me think that it didn't hit the rim is the Raptors didn't go after it. If that ball hits the rim, you want to secure it.
Well, for now, it's 2.3 seconds on the game clock. Raptors down 1. The officials discussing. And we're still awaiting word. Toronto will have a chance to get the ball and potentially steal a victory here and win their 4th straight game.
Although still, again, Toronto acted like it didn't hit the rim. I always tell my teams this. I always live by this philosophy myself. Never leave it to the ref. Never leave it to the ref. Grab the ball, call the timeout, then you're sure.
Yep.
On review, the ball does hit the rim on the shot, so we do not have a shot clock violation. Therefore, the play is an inadvertent whistle. However, Toronto had possession of the ball at the time of that whistle. The game clock is correct at 2.3. It's Toronto ball right now on the low sideline, and they need to take a timeout to advance if they wish.
All right, so good explanation there from Josh Tiven.
And again, the way it caromed down, I thought maybe it did hit the rim, but you know, Colin Castleton was like waiting for it to go out of bounds as Toronto calls a timeout so they can advance it. Grab that ball, call the timeout. Like, what if a Washington guy, and almost did, kept it alive and he knocks it off your foot or something? That loose ball is like money. Pick it up. I don't care what you do with it after, if it's somebody else's or whatever, but don't leave it just lying there. Pick it up.
So Toronto will have 2.3 seconds. As Jonesy noted, they did indeed, of course, call the timeout so that they can advance the ball. Trailing 118-117. Keep in mind, earlier this week, the Raptors already had heroics, and it wasn't quite a buzzer beater. I believe it was a half a second remaining from Jacoby Walter as the Raptors, for all intents and purposes, walked off the Orlando Magic in the midst of this current 3-game winning streak, which could be 4 in mere moments. And this teaching moment, learning moment, Darko breaks free from the huddle. Jonesy with the same crew. Castleton, Roden, Robinson, Shed, and Lawson. Doesn't bring any of the vets onto the floor. Washington led by 6 with 2:56 to go. They were up 3 with 46 seconds to go. Their lead has been cut to 1, and the Raptors could win it right here. Inbounding from the far sideline, it'll be Jamal Shed. Chris Middleton covering the inbound. Middleton getting instructions from official C.J. Washington.
Who are you going to? I think Roden or Lawson.
Shed waiting to get the ball. It's finally in his hands. Again, 2.3 seconds. Shed taking a long time to get it in and burns another timeout.
Wow, I thought he traveled.
That's what Chris Middleton is saying right now.
Well, Chris Middleton's saying he stepped over the line, but I can't see the line. But again, you can't step over the line, but you also have to treat that out of bounds as if you picked up your dribble. And Jamal Shed establishes the left foot pivot foot.
He did step on the line, too.
I thought that left foot stepped
Jonesy,
on the line, yeah.
If they show the replay again, he did step on that line. Travel or the line, either way, he got away with 2.
They ran the play on a down screen for Robinson, setting the down screen for Lawson. That's a pet play that we used to call automatic when I ran it and when I was playing, and I took it with me to my coaching days. You pin down on the screen, and when the guy comes off, you turn and seal, and it's an automatic entry to the guy who set the screen. And I think Shed thought about pitching it out for 3. He thought about getting it inside directly, and then I couldn't decide on either one and burned the timeout. You wonder why Darko didn't call a timeout? Good thing he didn't earlier in the game, because they wouldn't have had that one to manage the game. I think you need 2 or 3 down at the end. Good thing they had it there.
118-117, Raptors down 1, and now they've switched it up a little bit here as A.J. Lawson is going to be the one to inbound from the far side. Middleton still covering the inbound.
Screen the screener action in the middle. You're going to see Lawson or Shed with the ball.
Lawson gets it in to Shed up top. Shed slipped, but as he drove to the 10, off glass, it's good! It's good! Jamal Shed with the buzzer-beating bucket. And the Raptors walk off the Wizards for a 4th straight victory.
A game winner for Shed. I saw the formation. I know Darko's tendency, and I know what he likes to do. Washington is saying, come back. I'm not sure why they're waving. Something's going on here that we don't know about.
They're trying to get their coach back on the floor to review this.
I think they're saying that it was after the buzzer. They're looking at it.
We're looking at it right now, Jonesy. Shed slipped initially, got into the lane, drove in, and it was real close.
That's not going to count. They're going to wipe that out. They're going to wipe that out.
We're looking at it again, Jonesy.
I think it was on his fingertips. I think it was on his fingertips.
I think you're right.
They're going to wipe that out.
It looks like it was just on the fingertips.
It was just on his fingertips. I think they're going to wipe it out.
Members of the Wizards were running down the tunnel to get their coaching staff back onto the floor as Washington had already begun to leave. The Raptors had completely mugged Jamal Shed.
Oh, they emptied the bench. No
basket. No basket. The Raptors lose at the buzzer as Jamal Shed
the final score, Washington 118 and Toronto 117.
Jamal Shed, fractions of a second, milliseconds too late, maybe a 1/10 of a second at best, and his game winner is wiped out. After hitting the shot, he ran down the floor. He was literally tackled on the baseline by his teammates. Guys not even in uniform quickly was there. It was pandemonium, and all for naught as the replay shows that the bucket was no good. The fans are still standing booing. Bub Carrington and others are at center court waving no basket, egging on the Raptor crowd as Washington ends up hanging on to win by 1. What a wild finish. An absolutely wild finish.
Absolutely mad finish. Terrific game by both teams, very competitive. But in the end, Eric, I will look at the Raptors' inability to consistently make shots. Their defense got better over the course of the game, but just couldn't consistently knock down shots. And Jamal Shed's what would be game winner is a fraction of a second too late.
118-117. The Wizards beat the Raptors. We'll take the break, come back, get set to wrap things up, and then get you set for post-game coverage on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
And a run scored. Junior, then in his second season in the big leagues, patrolled center field, going 1 for 4 with a run scored. Most notable was
on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Saturday, March the 8th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In MLS, 10:30 p.m. San Jose Earthquake face the Minnesota United FC on SiriusXM and Internet channels 157. In the NBA, 8 p.m. Miami Heat take on the Chicago Bulls. Heat on Sirius 111, XM 214, and Internet